stream. God damn it. Family friendly.
Well, we're live.
Oh, well.
Oh, well, we tried.
A few minutes early. Do you know if it works?
I'll have to show you how to do it.
Yeah, you could show me, like, next week or something.
Yeah, you'll need to share your screen with me. That way I can really walk you through it.
Alright. So,
Oh man, I just heard my own voice on the stream and I sound frickin' terrible tonight.
Yeah,
Well,
you sound like you usually do.
he had a lot of recording to do the other day with his new microphone. That's been going very well, apparently. I gotta put up my hair. Look at this. Is that after shower hair?
Yeah, the new microphone is amazing. My voice has never sounded so sexy.
Here's Twilight bowl cut.
Yeah.
With the gray dildo on her head. Oh, her eyes are coming off. I gotta put more glue on that.
So, we think we can finish this thing tonight.
Let's see where we were at with the hair. There's that.
And while you're doing that, I'm gonna tell everybody to come into the stream.
Oh, right. I forgot to tweet.
I got you, babe.
Yeah, tweet it. Tweet. Everyone tweet.
Oh, the...
You know what I'm talking about. You're queen of Twitter. Don't you even start with me.
Just because I know what Twitter is doesn't mean I can't sing songs.
You know more than what it is. You're like...
Yeah. I
All
have
right,
an
let's
unhealthy
see here.
relationship with Twitter.
Well, who doesn't?
That's true.
Oh, you know what? I can share it by actually just hitting the tweet. Frickin' technology.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I have tweeted.
Good job.
There we go. Now to check the chat. So, Honey Drop the Unicorn is looking to get banned, and Megan McGonagall says, "Yo!"
No,
See, Buckin says, "Hey, Miss Heather, we missed you last week."
yeah, sorry about that. Work has been putting me through the ringer today. I've been going... I had to stay after work 2 hours the other day. We were just swamped. Why are y'all buying cars? Why are they hoarding the cars? It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Alright, looks like we just have to start on the other part of her mane, her tail. Maybe get that cutie mark done. So I don't know if we'll be done this stream. But alright, let's see. What was I using? Oh, it's broken, man. My friend
Emerald Spencer says, "What's up? It's your boy, soaked by a sudden thunderstorm."
Yay! Us too.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was just like, oh, it's raining. How nice.
Bootleg Bard says,
Oh,
"A boot
this
has
is-
spawned."
I remember this. It's a knot.
Oh, yes.
We meet again.
Mordecai wants to know if we're all staying safe.
As safe as we can.
Yeah. Safe is a relative term at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we both, like, she has jobs where she has to actually interact with people.
Yep.
I have a job where people are in and out, and we've had, like, 5 cases. We had our 5th case this week.
Oh,
Isn't that fun?
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah, it's not great. But...
How are you holding up, sweetie?
as best I can be.
I love your shirt, by the way.
Ah, thank you.
We all have our appreciation for the earthbenders here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can all agree we're all earthbenders.
Probably.
Oh yeah? Do you have a preference for something else?
No, I know. I'm stubborn as hell. I don't know. I don't feel like you're an earthbender.
What do you... You're saying you think I'm fire, right? No.
Maybe.
Water?
I think you'd be a waterbender, yeah.
I don't know. Do they have, like Pottermore has its test, so you know for sure, but I don't know
Yeah,
if, like,
it's not
Airbenders
quite
did.
the same with
Avatar
with
did.
Avatar, because it's a nationality more than anything else, you know, but...
Well, if we're thinking of, like, who looks the most white... Well, none of them do.
None of them really looked super white. I guess the earthbenders mostly do.
Yeah, and you never really hear, like, cause you're right, because it is a nationality thing, because you don't just have, like, a firebender and a waterbender come together and they have an earthbender kid. That's, like, it doesn't happen.
Nope.
Though, I wonder then, because we have in Legend of Korra where like we have the city where things are intermixing, like they grow up like and everyone's intermixing. Like what's the thing then? Because the Avatar can bend all of them, but that doesn't mean like they're a blending of nationalities. They're just like a soul.
Yeah, he's a special case. For instance, his children were either air or water benders, like his nationality and his wife's nationality, or non-benders.
Yeah, like somebody in here, Spencer is saying bending is genetic.
Yeah, it is a genetic process.
He thinks he's a water bender, which I guess I could buy.
But if we were to put personality traits to it, because that's all we can really do in real world stuff. Considering that earthbenders are kind of more go with the flow, I'd consider that to be more your thing.
Really? I would think, yeah, waters go with the flow. Earth
Earth
rigid.
is stubborn.
What is air then? Air kind of goes with the flow too.
Yeah, but I think they're, how do I put this? They're a little more go with the flow than you are, if that makes sense. Like
I'm go with the flow as in like, okay, this is a little crazy, but I dig it. But they're all
like
that's crazy, but such is life.
Yeah,
Namaste.
Exactly. They're basically Buddhist monks, so it's like forgo all material possessions. If they're If
they're monks,
well, think of it this way, Heather.
They don't have children.
So how do you water is about taking the path of least resistance.
Well, so how that works generally is that there's like a kinship race basically with the air nomads. The air nomads basically are the ones who can airbend or kind of they sever all family ties. You don't have any family ties in the air nomads, so they sever all family ties when they go into the air temple. So then, but then it's sort of indicated, how Monk Gyatso, he was like he said like he was a kin his people were akin to the air nomads, but he himself is not an airbender. So there would have been like almost a secondary society with non-benders of the same kind of cultural understanding of chakras and all that good stuff.
So do you think with airbenders they kind of do the Jedi thing?
It's basically the Jedi, yeah.
The Jedi thing, like where when you're born with it, they're like, okay, time to go into the monk ship.
Yep, you're 2 years old, time to be cut off from your family and all material possessions and all that good stuff.
Think about it this way, Heather.
To be honest, actually, they were both both Jedi, the Jedi Order and air nomads are both based out of Buddhism. So it's the same difference. And I'm sorry, Brownie, what were you saying?
I was saying, think of it this way, Heather. The water tribe is about taking the path of least resistance and adaptation. Path of least resistance, water. The air nomads are more about the path of no resistance.
Yeah.
It must be hard then when there is an air nomad avatar then, because they gotta like actively take a role in the world.
Yeah,
and monks are kind of cut off from all that.
Yeah, they mentioned that in the show. Aang goes back and talks to the last time an air nomad was the Avatar, and he talks to her, and she's like, "So here's the thing." She's sort of like, "Sweetie, honey, babe, I know, the monks have taught you that you need to cut yourself off from the world, but you can't do it as the Avatar because the Avatar's duty is to the world." So it's basically she's like, you have to sacrifice your own spiritual needs for the sake of the world.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Megan has a topic for us. She says, have we ever had nitpicking relatives? And my response to that is, if they don't nitpick, are they really your relatives?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think every single person has that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll drive you freaking nuts, but you gotta know when it's like the kind where they're just, what's it called?
Supportive?
They're supportive and pesky to the point where they're just toxic and not good for you.
Yeah.
You gotta learn how to tune in and out.
Yep.
Which no one's perfect at. No. I think I was about.
And let's see here. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. She's just mumbling to herself about where she was in the crochet pattern.
Yeah, because why do they have these 3 separate things? It's all the same thing. Single crochet in each one, single crochet in each one. Oh wait, chain 26. Duh, so I was right here because I definitely haven't chain 26 yet.
So what's going on?
So I got to get to the end of this row and then chain 26.
Mm. Let's see here. Buckin wants to know how my hand is healing up. It's almost fully healed.
Oh yeah, you got your stitches out by now, I should hope, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got them out a couple of weeks
I was
ago.
like, if not,
got
you
all my
really need to
bills.
look into that.
Yeah, it's been, you know,
I got all
like
my
when it
bills
was
for
about
that.
a week.
I'm looking at $3,000 right now, which is just shy of what I initially thought it was going to be.
Yeesh.
And I'm like, you know, it's not great. But, you know, less.
Nope.
Well, I mean, good thing Heather was telling me that you didn't take the ambulance, because that would have been another $2,000 at least.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
it would have been over what you expected.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's see here. What else we got? Somebody asked a question. I'm trying to find it. Buckin wants to know, Heather, could you be trusted with the Elder Wand?
No. I do a
Did
whole bunch
we-
of ludicrous dumb crap. Oh, sweetie, which, by the way, of ludicrous and dumb, look what I got!
Another gun?
Oh, I got several different guns. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guns.
Fun times.
Yeah! Ow. I can't find one of the other bullets, so if you see one.
Yep. Let's see here. Buckin wants to know if we enjoyed Korra. Get that trash out of here.
Mm.
The first season had so much potential, but I think it all just ruined it at the end, you know? And then I just couldn't go on, and then from what I hear from AMY's videos, it didn't get better.
From the basically poor Legend of Korra would have probably been an okay show in its own right if it wasn't associated with Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, it was held up to an ungodly standard, and it very much didn't meet that standard.
Yeah. How did they get the first one so right? I mean, I'm sure it wasn't perfect in areas, but...
It's the closest to perfect I've ever seen.
Oh, certainly! It certainly is! But, like, I mean... I don't know. Maybe it's because, like, I was cursed with oversaturation, because I think of the desert episodes, like, after they lose Appa, and, like, they rerun those a lot, and I was just like, this is unbearable.
That's probably more oversaturation. And yeah, because the portion without Appa is meant to be painful. But, of course, you're then meant to, you know, move on with the story.
Not play it over and over and over, Nickelodeon!
Yeah. I will say, I mean, there are a couple things the fandom nitpicked about, like, the infamous, Great Divide episode probably could have been done without.
Yeah, the solution to that one, I was just like, so you just lied. I mean, hey, real life skills, but you're the Avatar!
Yeah, it was very much a bunch of what the hell bullcrap to get it. Yeah. So that was the worst episode I think the fandom universally acknowledges. Then there's also things like Jet. I understand. I realized, I went back and I watched the show and I realized they technically never say the word death or die. Now, there are a lot of characters who are dead, like very much dead, but they say things like they're gone or blah blah blah. They use other terms.
They gotta dance around it.
Right, and for the most part they do it very smoothly. But then there's Jet. And that was a wee bit confusing for everybody involved.
Really? I thought it was clear that he was dead.
It was clear that he was dead, but they just never said it. Like, he never actually died. You just sort of walked away, and Longshot said something, so this must be grave, and then Toph said he was lying, and so I guess it's very much the Ember Islands, you know, said it best. It's like, did Jet just die?
Yeah.
You know, it was really unclear, you know?
I don't know.
I think he died. Like, that was sort of my reaction at the end of the episode. I'm like,
Man died too.
did he die?
I thought it was like, so to be clear with what happened to Jet, it was like in Bossing Say, they totally, like,
They brainwashed him. Mm-hmm.
And then, like, there's some point he's, like, on the ground, and to make him stop suffering, they walk away, and they just see, like, the quick shot one just pulling out their arrow, like, alright.
Well, no, it's before that. So what happens is when they're fighting, Jet gets hit with a rock. How many people in the show have been hit with a rock and have been fine? But it's sort of the way it's like slow-mo, the way it's hit.
They've all been earthbenders who get hit with rocks.
Is it like
So-
just a fan in fact that earthbenders
It's-
can't be hurt by rocks?
No, I think the idea is that this particular thing hit a very vital point. It's like indicating that it hit him in such a way that it was fatal. And so there was all this slow-mo stuff about the rocks coming and hitting him. And then he goes and he falls and, they're all, everyone's like, oh my gosh, and they're all rushing around him, and he's like, you guys have got to go, and they're like, no, we can't leave you, and Longshot, who's not said a word the entire show, is like, we can take care of him, you guys need to go, and everyone's just like, oh damn, and, it's like, Longshot said something, that means something.
Really?
And
I thought Longshot, like, in her introductory, like, with
No, you're thinking of Smellerbee.
Oh,
Longshot's a dude.
Yeah, Longshot. Okay, I remember.
Smellerbee is the girl, which we find out hilariously basically halfway through the show.
Oh yeah, because I remember, like, she had to say it, like, I'm a girl!
I'm a girl! Yeah.
Isn't that just always a funny moment where, like, someone, like, a character has to clarify, like, no, chick.
Yeah, I actually find, I liked it. Anyway, so yeah, Longshot was the archer who never said anything.
Now I'm remembering. Now.
Yeah,
I
and
think
so-
I made them one character in my head.
No, they're two characters. I
Yes.
shipped them, but they're two characters.
Why'd they call her Smellerbee?
I assume that she's...
They
Like,
got
does she
in a
stink?
fight-
No, I assume she is the smeller.
They got in a fight with the Dai Li, who are pretty powerful
Yeah.
earthbenders in their own right.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I rationed it out in my head was Jet was not an earthbender. So if he gets hit with you gotta think that an earthbender, while they're throwing rocks at each other, have some sort of defense at the very least at the ready. So like if they get hit with a rock, they got a way of rolling with the punches, so to speak. You know what I mean? Jet's not gonna have that. So a rock's gonna hit him way harder than
I
it
have to
probably would hit
replay
an
how that
earthbender.
rock hit him.
Well, because it wasn't so... Okay, so it was actually from the ground, and they were like pillars more than rocks. Like 3 pillars that hit him full on in the body and the chest.
Oh God, no! You're not living.
Yeah,
that.
you're not living. So I don't think it had to do with the fact that he wasn't an earthbender. I just thought it was just a very precise hit. Just like, because I mean, you don't really see earthbenders necessarily get it. I don't know. I just thought it was a precise hit in a way that ended up being fatal. Now, he didn't die right away, which again is constant with likely fatal internal bleeding. But he was like, oh, don't worry, Katara, I'll be fine. And throughout the episode and the episode before, Toph had been displaying her ability to basically be a lie detector test with her earthbending. And so, as they're walking away, he's like, don't worry, Katara, I'll be fine. And as they're leaving, Toph goes, he's lying. And then that's all we get.
That's so sad. I remember it now. Now I'm feeling sad.
It was sad, but it was also like part of you's like so. So did he die? I'm thinking he died.
I guess I'm just the one that just jumped to assumption like, oh, he did.
He
Ah,
did,
let's
yeah,
out
no.
of here. Bye, Jet.
Bye, Jet.
You're done.
Don't need your ship confusing bullcrap anymore.
Yeah. Preteen or teen me. I don't remember how old I was. Thought he was hot. Would do it.
I mean, I'm like, I don't get me wrong. I got the appeal in the first part of the episode, but I also got the he's a psychopath in the second half of the episode.
See, I get why he is.
No, that doesn't make it okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm a freak, okay? Have you seen the list? Do I have to show you the list again? There's plenty of psychos on there, so it's not a deal breaker for me. It's like, oh, you want to kill an entire race of people because of a bad
Heather.
childhood? Okay. Oddly enough, I still
Heather.
can't like Starlight. Maybe if she had some sex appeal. Maybe then I'd be like, what's up, Starlight? But no, she's a stupid purple horse with stupid brain.
Heather, can you girls hear me?
Yes.
Megan McGonagall says Heather Blossom is Angel Dust confirmed.
I kind of am. I do want
Yeah.
to take up pole dancing since the music video. I'm just like, damn, look at those moves.
We're not installing a pole in here.
Well, like we could.
That's my point.
Ronnie's getting the pole.
Oh, okay. You're gonna put the pole again. Okay, gotcha.
A lot of assumptions being made here.
Dude, how strong would my legs get? Do you want muscular thighs or not?
It's not about the legs, it's about the abs.
Would you want me to have some
The
abs,
core.
baby? You want some baby abs?
I want you to be healthy. That's what I want.
Pole
Okay.
dancing is actually a pretty darn
Bucket
healthy
Five
way of
says-
exercising.
Buckin 5 says, is that $3,000 with insurance? I don't have insurance, so no.
Damn.
Let's see here.
Did I tell you we talked to the nurse? She said she didn't have health insurance.
What?
The nurse didn't have health insurance.
How the hell does she not have health insurance?
Did you know? I didn't want to pry, but I seriously couldn't hold back when she said that. I was like, what? And she goes like, yeah, no, don't have health insurance.
Yeah, so was I. That didn't make sense to me either.
Because if she's a full-time employee, that should be kind of default.
Yet I don't know. She said she didn't have it.
The fuck?
I know the fuck.
Is she a part-time nurse? I guess.
I don't know. They didn't, like I said, didn't pry because that's her business. But you know, she didn't seem like head nurse, but I thought she was just a regular nurse. I don't know. Weird. Don't know.
Let's see here. Clayton says, sorry I'm late. What did I miss? You missed a bunch of talk about the Avatar.
You know, has anyone drawn Applejack as an earthbender yet? Because I want to see it.
No, but she definitely would be.
Hell yeah!
Mm-hmm.
I want to assign
Emerald
like an
Spencer
element to every
wants
one of the
to know.
characters.
Emerald Spencer wants to know if we think we're going to save the world without Thunder Thighs. I don't know. We all three of us here have some pretty tree trunk thighs. Like we
Thick
can do
thighs.
some damage.
I got some hams.
Oh, cry me a river.
I'm not crying
If
about
you've got hams, what have I got? Like literal cows right here.
it. Roast.
Yeah, roast of what though? If you're a ham,
I'm not complaining.
I'm like an entire cow right here, is what she's trying to say.
I would complain up and down about my belly. My legs, I think they're okay.
Yes, they are gorgeous.
I was lifting weights earlier today, and I really hate the fact that I am so familiar with memes because I can't lift weights without this playing over and over on repeat in my head. Yes, my muscles are getting bigger. I am becoming very strong. I can't get it out of my head,
It's
and
like
I
that
hate it.
I want to play that game where like the guy was doing it. That game was.
It's just
really fun.
Gary's mod.
No. Well, no. I knew. No, some guys. I think he might have been quoting the meme. Actually, he was playing a game. I think that's called Hard Time, where you have to play as a prisoner in a jail and go through the daily crap. And I don't know, stuff can happen if you do different things. But like, yeah, you can do your strength and like lift weights, and he would go like, "Yes, I am getting stronger," just like that.
Mm-hmm.
And spending most of the time in this freaking rock. But I'm gonna take the cheater's way because that's what I am. Why do you have to be so difficult? Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why.
Nothing but a mistake.
Tell me why.
I'm never gonna hear you say
Mm-mm.
I
want
want it that
way. The best song to karaoke ever. Or if you're feeling in an emo mood, just pick a Linkin Park song and start screaming.
Well, there's also like Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's great. I like that in the car. Gonna bust it out. Yeah. Party on.
I'm gonna
friends.
turn on some Linkin Park and be like, crawling in my skin.
No. You know what's good? I love like being in my car and listening to the radio, and suddenly Papa Roach's last resort like, turn my life into pieces. This is my last resort, and start just fucking head bumping in there and hoping someone sees.
Squeezed me.
What's up, Brandon?
If I may.
Maybe.
Did I just hear the two words?
You heard Bohemian
Piano
Rhapsody.
Man?
We didn't even start talking about
No.
Piano Man.
Yeah, Piano
Linkin
Man.
Park?
No. I mean, but no, Bohemian Rhapsody. Did
Don't you
I
freaking
hear?
Linkin Park.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
But there is an escape from this call.
Okay, bye.
Aw. Come on, stay for the whole concert, buddy. Where do I cut you?
Wait, that sounded terrible. The tenor section was weak.
It's not our fault, boss. Herbie didn't show up.
What? Oh, let's see
that-
here.
no,
Film
Herbie's
Brony 22
You
says
ever see that one?
Leroy Jenkins.
I have, apparently too long ago.
Oh yeah, it was one of my favorites.
It was
Clayton
for me,
wants to
too.
know if we've seen the new
Wow.
season of Agretzko yet.
No.
I've seen the first half of the first episode.
I think I'm even actually a season behind. I really need to catch up.
Do you remember Tadano at all?
Not sure. Which one's that?
Donkey guy?
Nope.
Okay, so, give us your thoughts on that ship whenever you get to it.
Yeah, I've heard about that ship. Like, ironically, Anthony was trying to talk to me about that ship, and I was like...
You're the chick to go to about shipping.
Well, yeah, he was like, for instance, in the Gretzko ship, and I'm like, I didn't think that was going to be homework I needed to do in order to have a conversation with you. Usually it's the other way around. I'm the one bringing up ships for my examples.
For the first half of the episode, I am getting frustrated with Haida. I'm like, didn't he already shoot his shot with her?
That was my understanding at the end of season 1.
They're acting like he still has to shoot, and I'm just like, nah, you're being overly persistent. She ain't interested, come on.
Yeah.
He should have shot his shot during season 2 when she was, after she got done with, what's his face? Not Mark Zuckerberg.
Tadano.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
Is he Elon? Nah, he's too chill. Elon Musk gets angry.
Everybody gets angry, Heather.
Nah, he's like, well, I don't see Tadano having a very volatile Twitter account.
I suppose.
Tadano's way too chill.
He seems like the type of person to think Twitter is beneath him.
Yeah, I won't deny that. Still do it. And I mean, come on. He seemed at least like what is monogamy when it's not marriage? Monoamorous?
I don't know. Honestly, most people just call it monogamy.
Yeah, even though he's not interested in marriage, it looks like he's like a one-person kind of dude. And tag that along with like not bad to look at, can drive a freaking fly a freaking plane, and has a bunch of money and an AI limo. Sure, do it. I get why Gretzko did it, respect it, but AI limo. I just like to reveal how materialistic I can be. Deal with it.
It's fair. Honestly,
we gotta get you dating Elon Musk.
Her motivations in season 1, because I have seen some of the whole situation with those two, and her motivations in season 1 for getting married were entirely materialistic.
Yeah, but in the next season it becomes to be much more than that. Yeah, I really like. I don't want to give anything away.
No, spoiler away.
Well, okay, so there's an episode where she talks to that hippo coworker of hers, and she begins to talk because Gretzko's going that thing like, well, am I gonna be alone forever? Is there no one for me? And no one's gonna like her for her. And the hippo goes like, well, there is a story. You can see that I'm a person that not a lot of people can get along with easily. I just can't stop being a chatterbox. And for a while, I saw that was chasing people away. And I thought I would never meet anybody. So I tried to just zip the lid and just never talk. And it really was overwhelming for me to just keep everything I felt on the inside. And then one day she got into an accident, had to go to a hospital. And of course she had to talk to the doctor who was treating her. And she just all poured out. And she kept talking and talking and talking. But the doctor she was listening to listened to everything she said and did it with a smile on his face and seemed to be okay with it. And that doctor ended up being her future husband.
Aww.
Yeah, and together she had a family and had kids, and she ended up happy. And this totally lights a spark in a Gretzko, and she goes like, that's what I want for myself. I want someone who loves me for me, all the faults and everything included, can take every part of me and start a family together.
Yeah.
And that's what she didn't get with Tadano, because Tadano wanted to be with her and just her, but he didn't want the family and kid lifestyle that she was dreaming of. And so I can understand that they had different end goals and what their lives would be about.
I can understand that. Like, it was one of those things like I understood and I didn't understand. Like, I totally understand if one person in a relationship wants one thing for their life and the other person wants something else for their life, and they're just not compatible in that sense, even though they're compatible in every other way. Unfortunately, the relationship usually can't go forward. So that much I understood, but it was just sort of funny for me because I'm like, last time I checked in, all she cared about was basically getting married so she didn't have to work.
Nah, she gets past that.
Okay. Because I will admit, I remember watching it going like, oh god. Like, that's a terrible reason to want to get married.
Even if I married, if Bronny suddenly started making, bazillions of dollars and I didn't have to work, I think I'd still hesitate before giving up work.
Yeah, I'd still work.
I think it goes back to what my mom told me at one point. She goes, even if you have a man that can support you, never give up working because you don't want to be at the mercy of one man for your entire life. And I know Bronny isn't like that, but that's still something you don't want to give up completely your independence.
That's part of it, you know, in that, like, kind of giving up your, not only independence, but also, like, your identity. Like, you're nothing but an extension of someone else. And also, just for me, like, goddamn, I need something to do.
I need something. Like,
I need to grow as a person. I can't just sit there and be, you know, lady of a household. Like,
yeah, like, I freaking Bronny, he's like, all you'd have to do is clean the house. And I'm like, I don't even like doing that weekly. And also, like, freaking, that's one way to make your mind go faster as you get older. You have to keep active.
Mm.
Like, even if I retire from the job I have when I'm much older, I might still take up a job that will have me doing things.
Right.
That's how you got to keep that brain alive.
Right. That's what a lot of people do. They either take, like, a lower, you know, taxing job, or they take up hobbies, things like that, you know. Something to keep them going.
Let's see here.
Yeah, what's going on in that chat?
Bucket just wants to know if the green border is supposed to be on the screen.
Yes.
That's Sweetie's.
It's
jam.
my thing, yeah. It's basically like, in order to fill up the whole screen, like, parts of the edges would have to be cut off, which I could do, but I don't wanna. So here we are.
Spencer says, if I start making bazillions of dollars, you should quit your job and pursue a gaming streaming career.
People already want me to do that, actually. My young nephew has been wanting to play video games with me lately. We've been doing that on Fridays and Sundays when I can fit him in. And Louie was talking to me about using Twitch instead of YouTube to stream, and I'm just like, I don't know, what are the pros and cons? And I mean, some people have been like, do you have a Twitch account? And I'm like, I do, but I don't do anything on it. So maybe I could just Twitch stream games, but I don't know what day I'd do it.
What I like about Twitch is it's a lot more casual. Like, it's, I don't know, at least for me, like, those videos are only up there for a couple weeks. There's a lot less risk as far as, like, you know, copyright stuff or whatever. I stopped using YouTube streams when it glitched on me and then gave me a strike. So, since then, I haven't had the courage to stream on YouTube, so Twitch has been helpful for me in that sense.
Neo Anton wants to know if we've seen Infinity Train.
No. I've heard good things.
I've heard good things, but I'm not really interested.
I'm interested. It's one of those, I'm interested if it was on TV. Like, if someone turned it on, I'd be interested enough to watch. But I don't think I'm interested enough to hunt it down.
Yeah, because it's definitely, like, either on something you gotta pay for, or it's pirated deep within a website's archives.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to put forth the effort. You just gotta get a cheapskate like Bronny to do it, because he doesn't want to pay for shit.
Yep. Do what you want, because a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
No.
Or I am, at the very least. Victory Fire says, hello, lovelies. And then she says hello to me specifically. How's it going?
I ship it.
What's up, girls?
No, the frick you don't.
Yes.
So as you y'all can see, we're streaming from Sweetie's laptop this week. But next week it's going to be a little different because I don't know if I've talked in full length about what's going on with my computer situation. So my tower, the regular computer I used to use so I could sit down on my computer chair and stream from there, it went on the fritz and wouldn't turn on anymore. So I put it with Geek Squad to see what was up. They had to send it to the manufacturer to fix. And I recently discovered that to fix it, it would cost more money than what the tower is even worth. It was whole situation
and
with
more
the power
money than
source
what
and
the part was worth, too.
What was that?
And more money than what the part was worth, too.
Yeah. So, like, that whole situation. So, I was like, forget that garbage. And for a while, I was streaming off my own laptop. But then that stopped turning on. So, you know, I said, well, Sweetie's been letting us use her laptop so generously. But I said, frick it. I put some money down in an investment. We're going to build my own PC. And even if you, well, we can't see it right now, but like
they're boxes.
There is a pile of boxes next to my door, full of computer parts. The last computer parts coming in Monday. So this upcoming Saturday, I'm gonna try and stream me building a PC. See how that goes. Don't worry, I'll have Bronny and our good friend of ours, Emerald Spencer, on call to help me through this. But yeah, we're going to put together a PC because I need good stuff to bring you quality content like this. This is, how do you say, what's the right word for the mouse epitome?
Riveting.
Epitome?
Like EPITOME. What's that?
Epitome?
This
Let's
is the
see
epitome,
here.
epitome of
Epitome.
epitome of quality content. I know I always say it wrong.
Yes, it's.
I read
she
it, I
always says-
don't
she always
say
says
it.
I literally, she had to spell it out for me because I'm like, what?
And I'm like, what's the right way to pronounce this, daughter of an English teacher?
Yes, daughter of an English teacher is how I know.
The first time she did that to me, I darn near fell flat on my face. She went epitome, and I'm like, ah!
No, yeah, she told me epitome, and I'm like, I don't even think I know what that word is. And then she spelled it out for me. I'm
Look,
like,
the way
oh.
it's spelled, how was I not? Because I haven't started using that word until recent years. Say it
Okay.
again.
Epitome. So it's okay. I'll
Because
spell
in
it
my
out for
brain,
you.
it's epitome.
Pit.
So,
Oh. Me.
epitome. Epitome.
Hey,
I'm saying
Heather,
it right.
say this word. COLONEL.
Oh, how do you not say epitome? Because there's epi like EpiPen and tome like a tome. Epitome.
I think because I heard it before I read it.
Epitome.
In fact, I'm sitting there
Epitome.
going like, I hope I'm spelling it right. Spelling and I have not gotten along very well.
I
So,
I can't
epitome.
wrap my head around that word, but like it's a very good word because it like because it I can't think
It's
of a
the
word.
epitome of.
I can't think of a word to switch that out with.
Yeah. It doesn't have too many.
I'm the epitome of this thing. Hey, what kind of necklace is that? Is that a boba tea necklace?
It's a boba tea.
Where'd you get that?
I got it at Box Lunch.
Oh man.
It's actually part of a pair. This is the best, and then my friend has one that says tea.
Oh my god, I need one of those.
I actually have a picture of what it looked like before. It was on my ugly neck.
Because boba tea is life. Oh, I haven't had boba tea since that trip I took with Barney where we had some honeydew boba tea.
I don't know if they're still open, but I could try.
They're
them.
not.
Yeah.
They're not. We're always too late. Because I always crave it too late in the night. I'm like, I would like some boba tea right now. At fucking 7:35. What time is it?
It is 7:35. Good job.
I guessed.
You
guessed.
guessed very, very well.
Buckin wants to know if we've seen
Oh,
Over
right.
the Garden Wall.
No.
Yes.
Was it good?
I
It was
couldn't
good. It
get
was
through a
alright.
single episode of that. Too much weird.
It was very weird. It was alright. Like, I feel like there was a lot of hype behind it that I don't think it deserved, but it was good. It was fine.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about it. That is the cutest shit.
Right? Besties.
Oh, you're making me thirsty.
Right? It's boba and a pun. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Look at my cup. It's a Captain Marvel cup.
It's beautiful.
I got it at Disney Springs.
Oh, nice.
You know, it's funny. We were going into Disney Springs, and we were going to a store, and we saw a costume. And I think someone said, "Who wants a costume of Captain Marvel?" I'm like, "I do!" Like genuinely, and they're like, "Are you serious?" They're like, "We," and like a work actually, we only have the costume for children because they had to specify. I'm like, "Well, what about adult fun? You think I don't want to cosplay? You're wrong."
Alright, give me a second. If I don't answer her, she's gonna harass me. Was it?
Emerald Spencer says, the fact that you're a female gives you an advantage on Twitch.
Yeah, do you think I could make money on Twitch, honey? Do they just give you money?
I don't know how Twitch works. We'll have to ask my friend Josh about that.
Yeah, ask him if I make money and people give me money. Because people could give me money now if they wanted to go to PayPal, but I don't know if Twitch does something where it's like, give her money.
I think it has a system similar to Patreon, but I'm not 100% sure.
Give me a sub. Apparently that's important. Sub for sub. Like back in the old days.
Zara Aura says, hello, sweetie and Heather. How are you two beautiful and young girls doing? Simple, little harder, Shiny. It might actually work.
I'm doing okay. Talked to my mom today. I did my nails. Look, they're pretty. They're pink and gold. With gold speckles.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my Wayne's World shirt of Garth. Party on, bros. My hair is a mess because I took a shower today.
Brandon is going back to the epitome thing here, and he says epitome, and that is definitely not the right way to pronounce that, Brandon.
Epitome. I gotta drill it in my brain because my brain is still saying epitome before I.
I'm gonna say epitome from now on because of Brandon.
Epitome.
Epitome.
You're an epitome.
That almost sounds like it could be like the name of somebody.
I don't know what nationality that is.
Neither do I.
Well, anywho.
Apparently, Victory Fire's boyfriend, husband, I don't know how that works, he streams on Twitch and knows the answers to these questions as well. We'll get him in here and have him explain it to us.
Yeah, because I have no scruples with streaming on my YouTube channel because that's where all my subscribers are. I'm thinking of doing a poll on my YouTube channel and on my Twitter and being like, okay, which do you guys really want to see me stream on? Do you want Twitch, or do you want or do you just don't care and want to put it on YouTube? I think YouTube, I think what Tweety said was right. Like, Twitch eventually just deletes the old streams, so it'd suck if there's something on there that you want to remember, and YouTube doesn't. So I don't know.
Victory Fire wants to know if we've seen Owl House.
No, but I've seen clips. Hey, Louie, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, Louie?
I'm not sure.
What do you mean you're not sure?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Well, maybe, Louie, you can answer this question for us. How do you feel about the death of the actor who played Black Panther?
Oh gosh, that's so true.
I think
Yeah,
it's
his picture's
upsetting. I hope
I got the alert
they
on my
can
phone.
move
and I
forward in
was
a
like, oh,
good
man,
way
I
in
see
the
him every
MCU
day.
and the movies he's been in. Devastating.
It is depressing. I really liked watching him as Black Panther. I mean, it's a little shame that I haven't seen him in any other work. I'm sure he's done great work, but that's just what I remember.
I was ashamed that I had to be reminded of this, but he played Jackie Robinson in the film 42, and I love that film so much.
Oh.
He was so great.
Yeah, he'll be missed. But at least he'll be remembered.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Clayton says, can we please stop overusing the words toxic and simp? Do people even know what it means anymore?
I don't
Maybe-
know what simp means. I've seen it all over, and I'm not entirely sure.
It's like another thing for the beta male.
So it's like scrub. Like, that's not what I see it used
Beta
as.
male, scrub, the friend zoned guy, the incels, all that. It's a simp.
Okay.
It's just the new word
I think
for it.
White Knight is a more apt comparison.
That too. It's
White
simp-
Knight? Well,
Yeah.
I feel like White
A
Knight
what?
and Beta Male are two very different things.
Well, simps are beta males that typically white knight and do it,
Lou-
I think, more at peace with the fact that they're not going to get the girl.
Oh.
Yeah, Louis, what are you saying?
I was gonna say White Knight, but you already said that.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I think it's
basically that.
funnier to say simp. I don't know what it's derived
Yeah.
from.
Simple, I suppose.
What, from simple? Yeah.
That's my assumption, but that's why I was sort of like, I don't get it, because I'm like, that's too vague of a word. Like, what do you mean by that? I feel like you mean more than just they're simple.
I didn't think simp. When I heard simp, the first thing I thought was that a short way to say Simpsons. What does this have to do with the Simpsons? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Bigorna says a simp is a white knight with money.
Oh, so I think you know what? Now that I think about it, it probably came from Twitch. Because there's tons of simps and tons of girl
Oh, it
streamers.
definitely came from Twitch.
This is clearly a culture I'm not a part of. Like, all white knights I know of are poor as hell.
Yeah, these are the
basement
people
dwellers,
that are
usually.
like, it's somewhere in their head, like, maybe if I give this person all kinds of Twitch money donations, she'll acknowledge me, and then I'll be able to slide into the DMs, and she'll be my girlfriend.
I'm still
kind of
confused
thing.
by it. I don't think I can use
I
the
don't
word
try
like
to
clearly.
understand the men
Yeah.
behind this, but
Well, no, it's
Do we
not
have
that.
any
Not
Simpson the Champ?
understanding the men. I can't understand that being enough of a fad to determine a word. Like I've never. I don't know.
people just use
Oh
it.
yeah, that's right. Victory Fire just reminded me that it's an acronym. Someone who idolizes mediocre pussy. SIMP.
Ew.
Someone idolizing mediocre pussy.
Oh no, I have simps. I'm mediocre in my nethers.
I'm not even gonna get into that. There's so
That's
many
so
ways I could
funny.
respond. I'm just gonna leave it there.
You're
Let's
that
so
nice,
let's
you're
hear 'em.
mediocre
Let's
at
do it. Let's
best.
run down that list, sweetie. I am morbidly curious.
Let's not say we did.
Let's not say we
Good one
didn't.
for me.
Let's not say we didn't. She makes a good point.
That's hilarious.
Okay, that actually suddenly makes it make sense for me. Like, whoa,
Thank
that
you for
acronym
that.
actually
Thank you
legit
for
made
that,
it click.
Victory Fire.
Thank you. I suddenly
Brandon.
understand the type of guy
Brandon says, "Cool, let's not. Cool, let's not."
But let's do.
Let's do it. No, so basically like a skirt chaser, essentially.
A sad one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's another
Well,
good
they're
way to
well,
put it. But to answer your question, Clayton, no, we cannot stop using that phrase as long as somebody has a reaction to it. I will continue
As long
to
as it's
abuse
still
As
funny.
long
that
as it's
reaction.
still funny, it will remain. Yes.
Sometimes I just
Also-
love the freaking, what do you call it? Just the new words we come up with for dumb shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, under no circumstances will my speech be compelled in any way. You telling me not to say a word makes me 1,000 times more likely to start saying it just to spite you.
We
Those
get
two
it.
things are kind of contradictory. You say your speech can't be affected, and then you immediately go into a time in which someone can affect your speech.
I mean, positive for him.
Yeah,
It's called being a troll. It
it's
works.
called reverse psychology.
Bronny,
You
I
might be
really
right,
hate it when
but-
you call me beautiful and smart. Never do it again.
I mean, I actually sort of do that accidentally. To be fair, I am like, stop complimenting me. It's like, shut up, you won't be loved. Shut up. I would love to see you hit that. This fly that she's swatting at is like 20 feet away from her.
Oh,
Oh
there.
God, please don't hit me.
No, it's over there. It's in the hall now. Oh, you want to come back? I don't think so.
I think she's trying to kill it with the air.
I'm an airbender now. I killed a lot of flies today.
Oh, good.
Like 5 of them.
Nice.
Have you been killing?
I've only killed like 2.
They all swim around the P spot.
Mm-hmm.
So you just gotta get low and go.
It's true.
I will not have them in this house. Knife, it's purely your fault, and you should be hunting them.
Yep.
They're near your P spot. Freaking cat. I think she knows not
let's
to
see
do it
here.
in front of me.
Yeah.
Because it is still getting peed on, but I haven't seen her do it in a while.
So how's your day been, Louis?
I think he told us he didn't know.
I was not ready for questions.
That's educational.
Well,
Fair
you
enough.
should answer questions.
Oh, dang it.
I'm
Oh,
not here to
basically-
answer questions.
Tell me your secrets, Louis.
Read from the chat, dang it.
We don't have anything terribly interesting in the chat at the moment.
Ooh, I saw a trailer for a new horror movie that I'm kind of interested in. I think it's called Come Play, and it's about this kid. Of course, it's an autistic kid. I'm just getting tired that they're using them as a trope. They're not a trope. They're people. But this autistic kid that plays on his phone, and they're taking something very modern. Like, you know how they do that Snapchat thing where, like, they put something on your face and you can do it with a friend? Well, of course, he sees, like, the Snapchat puts something on someone's face behind him. And it's like a weird monster ghost thing called Larry, and he's out to get him. It doesn't sound intimidating, but when you watch the trailer, it's kind of funny.
I'm gonna die.
Here's a,
Well,
here's
tell
a
the bitch to
question.
get out! I'm not up for this. I'm not. I can't find it. It's okay. But it's there.
Zero.
So, you know.
Zara Ora wants to know if we watch Sword Art Online.
What about Sword Art Online?
Do we watch Sword Art Online?
We
No.
watched the abridged.
I did watch the first 2 seasons, and I regretted watching, well, the first 2 arcs, actually, which I think is actually just the first season. I regretted very much watching the second arc.
Oh,
The first arc was fine. It was fine. And then it very much wasn't fine very quickly.
Oh, I think it landed somewhere. I heard I heard something when I swatted. It sounded like it fell down. See anything?
Nope.
Hmm. Oh, do you like my nails?
Oh, very cute.
Pink and gold speckles. Nice. I just changed the subject like I wasn't trying to
Right.
murder something 2 minutes ago. It's a bug and it's a living thing, so it's still murder, but, I'm terrible.
Apparently, Victory Fire has also killed a lot of flies at work today. No flies in my liquor store.
You gotta protect them booze. Respect it. I don't
Alrighty
think you
then.
guys
How
know,
are we
but
coming along with our crocheting? It looks like we're stuck on that knot.
We are, but I'm still making progress. I am gonna have to get through this, though. Look at that. I hate it when it gets like that. I've been cheating. Come on. Get off. But, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, I don't know if you know this, Ronnie, but, I bought a fly swatter for most rooms in the house. I bought one for Sweetie to put in her room. I have one in my room, and I have one in the kitchen that's for the general area. So we're always within reaching distance or something of a fly swatter. Ain't nothing getting past.
Cool.
I'm serious. No nonsense. Phone? Oh, you're at 100%. I'm sorry. My new phone's great. Have I shown you it?
No, I don't think so.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's bigger than my last one. My phones keep getting bigger.
Yeah, they do that.
But yeah, it's got a whole bunch of cool stuff, and the battery power is great. I'm not making an advertisement right now. But, hey, I forget what this is called. ThinQ V60 sponsor me. I also play Raid Shadow Legends now. So sponsor me! They were giving sponsorships to everyone. Give me a sponsorship!
I think you have to apply.
You have to apply? I thought they just, emailed them and were like, hey.
It depends.
No,
if
they
you're pro
come to
ZD,
you.
It depends. If you're really well known, they'll come to you. If you're not so well known, you can't apply.
I heard that ProZD has a voice character on the Gretzko season. I really can't wait to hear it.
He does. I just watched the whole season.
Ah, don't tell me anything!
Oh yeah.
I just started.
Well, let me go ahead and just tell you every single episode.
I will kick you out of this call. Sweetie, get ready. If we have to kick him, we have to kick him.
Okay.
I like a Gretzko. Why don't I have a plushie of
Does
her
it?
yet? Bronny, put that on your to-do list. A Gretzko plushie.
What? Okay,
He got me Detective Pikachu, though.
sure.
All the babies. Almost all the babies.
She's not gonna have room on her bed in a second.
That's okay. When me and Bronny move in together, we'll have some stuff down in the bedroom, some in the living room, some in the guest room. We're just gonna
It's
have
gonna
a
be like
boy.
that. It's gonna be like that meme. It's gonna be like, oh yes, me, my girlfriend, and
Her army of plushies.
her 40 emotional support plushies, and I'm just like,
How many are there?
I bet there could easily be 40.
Does the car count?
Sure.
The car counts.
Megan McGonigal says Retzko has a TikTok.
Ooh.
No.
We don't support TikTok in this household.
I think there's 27. 27. Bronny, it's an odd number. You need to get me a new one.
I'm cutting you off, Heather.
No! We need 30, okay? I can't deal with this being an odd number. My OCD won't allow it, and I want more. Get me an Gretzko plushie.
No.
And then get me...
What about that one?
Where?
That little purple thing.
Oh, yeah, my cupcake, so it's 28. Not as big of a concern now.
I have spoiled you enough with the plushies that I have gotten you
What
already.
there's
So
something
many
like that.
action
Well, there's a head.
figures,
That's
the
okay.
Halo
That's
guns.
a purse. But I want a custom OC plush of my OC because I don't have one yet, and Sweetie's looks super cool. I have, the one that I made. But I made that.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, she's cool.
Hey, Louie, I need you to do me a favor.
I'm busy.
Louie, I need you to entertain the chat while I go use the restroom.
Oh, I'm playing Siege. I don't know how I can do that.
It's
Why
okay.
did you come in here while you were playing Siege? We are doing far more important things right now.
You guys are my background noise.
Okay.
I like that when he says that, there's like very particular clicking going on, so it sounds like he just like started tapping on his keyboard and is faking it. It's like, oh no, I can't do that.
I would not put it past Louie. Sweetie, you're up.
Okay.
Put it past me to do what? I didn't hear.
Fake that you're playing video games just because you don't want to do stuff.
Son of a gun.
Aha,
He
he
must
hurt
have been
himself.
holding it.
Apparently.
Hurt himself in the bladder.
Ask your questions, people.
Ask away. Ask my deepest, darkest secrets. Bronny's not here.
Yeah,
so
Bronny's not here. Quick, we gotta gossip about him.
Don't tell Bronny, but
Oh. Someone actually acknowledged me in chat.
I guess
That's new.
he has a funny butt.
A funny butt?
Yeah, like funny cute.
Funny cute? Okay.
He's got a tiny butt. Little tiny butt. Big man. It's funny. Watch it when you come past.
I think I recall one time you mentioning he has no butt, and then like the next time I saw him, I'm like, you're right, he has no butt. Yeah, he's got white man butt, which is like on
Which
the
is
back.
like a Hank Hill butt. He's gonna have to get like what Hank Hill had to get like a weird sack thing to make him have a butt, so his back wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, I remember that.
What the heck is? I don't even know what that is. Is it a real thing?
Maybe, I don't know.
It's a big butt. Everyone had a big butt.
Oh yes, let's talk about our favorite swear words. While Bronny's gone.
I mean, I use fuck all the time, but I might overuse it. I just throw a lot of curse words around. Tough. That's tough. I'm gonna have to do 3 there, so I better mark it.
But for all the people in the chat, there's nothing wrong with white man butt.
Yeah, you're into that. No shame. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with what?
A white man butt,
You can like
which
man
is
butt.
a way to say no butt.
So when a person do have a butt, you're like,
There's everything wrong with that.
I guess I'm not much of a... Well, I say I'm not much of a butt person, but then I'm also straight, so I'm also not much of a breast person. So I guess I'm just not much of a ogling people person.
yeah.
You're not much of a person.
I'm just not much of a person, I guess.
You're just not much of a pervert.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I remember I was working at Dick's Sporting Goods at one point, and someone came in, and of course I say, oh, welcome, because I was that kind of person in a retail job. Oh, anyways, but like, he walked past, and he just had like a butt that was like, meow, and I was like, what? Dead ass, though.
Yeah.
So things catch my eye. Though it also catch my eye when people come in with huge ass titties, and I'm just like, whoa! Now those are some tig old bitties.
Fair enough.
Those real?
I do
Dad
recall
ass.
one time I was like, dad ass, which was actually in the Zeffirelli, Romeo and Juliet. Tybalt had a damn fine ass. There's just a point where he walks
Okay,
by the
that's a heck
camera.
of a thing to come back
but-
into.
Welcome back, Bronny. But no, there's a point where Tybalt walks by the camera, like, and the camera's at hip level for him, and just like all. And I watched it, of course, in high school at an all-girls high school, right? So we're all like, "Damn!"
Hey, that's not fair though. To you, you had low exposure, so you're
We
just
did have low
heightened.
exposure,
You were
yeah.
at a different level.
I mean, we were freshmen, but yeah, we were like, "Damn!"
Well, that's when it's fresh. That's when it's fresh, and you're just like.
Tybalt had a nice butt.
I remember being in high school and no one wanting to explain the dirty jokes to me. Well, a teacher said not to explain them to me specifically because we
Specifically,
Bronny, I'm
yeah,
running. Are you
because
proud of
we were
me?
reading Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, and there's a lot of perverted jokes in there, but I
Right.
didn't get them. There's something about a shriveled fish in like the first part, and I was just like, "What the heck does the shriveled fish thing mean?" And everyone goes like, "Everyone else understand that they're joking?" They're like, "Oh yeah," and they're like, "Should we explain it to her?" She's like, "No." Preserve her innocence! No one explained any of the dirty jokes to her specifically. And I'm like, great, now no one's gonna tell me.
I do understand though, like being a teacher is like, hey, can we talk about the perverted jokes? As you like in a room full of 14-year-olds and being like, no.
Yeah, I know you're gonna talk about them as soon as you
Yeah, it's like you could talk about them as soon as you're out of my classroom. I just don't want to be the adult that sanctioned 14-year-olds talking about sex. Okay,
That's me and my nephews. Like, whenever they ask stuff. Oh my god, one of my nephews, when they were little, of course, they heard the word sex. And he's just like, Heather, have sex with me. And I'm like, you don't know what that is! Like, I asked
You
him,
better not know what that is!
and like, I asked him, like, do you know what that is? And he just goes, no. And it was all cute. And I'm like, you can't just be cute and say sex. I'm like, 4! He's still cute as hell. My sister sent me pictures of all my nephews today in Texas. And I made sure that my little Luke, who, forget how old he turned, but he got my card.
Oh, sweet.
15, I think. Isn't that what you said?
That's CJ. CJ's 15, I think he's turning 16 in December. CJ's
So who did we play Fortnite with last week?
That's CJ.
Okay, the fat one.
No, the husky one is
Wiener.
Luke.
The hell, dude?
Yeah, forget the pictures of my nephews. Sweetie's gonna look at them.
Heather.
I'm not gonna show them to
Heather,
her.
put down the wiener.
No.
You gotta put it down. Stop it.
This is my little Luke.
Oh, where is this
Aw.
coming from?
Aww.
Did you not remember the Fortnite we played? I kept telling her to just drop with a wiener.
Said stuff about sex.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
I remember that now.
He used to be so much browner.
Yeah.
He must not be going out anymore.
Mm.
Oh, this is Logan. He's a little creative. He's the one that does stop motion, and he's really good
Oh,
at it.
wow.
Like, he does, like, the smoke and everything
Nice.
that you see people do. He's a big Thomas the Tank in Japan. And this is CJ, the one we've been playing games with.
Nice.
God, I remember when he was small. Oh, I told Bronny this cute thing that CJ used to do when he was little. My sister, because I played a lot of Xbox Live when I was, like, in my teen years, and he was just a little kid. And one day he was playing on Xbox, and he had a headset on, and he was, like, talking into the mic, like he was talking to people, and she goes up to him and was like, CJ, are you talking to people? And he goes like, 1 minute, guys. And he goes like, what is it, Mom? And he wasn't playing Xbox Live. He was just playing, like, a campaign thing, single player, but he was acting like he was, because he kept seeing me do it. It was so freaking cute. It was so funny. Oh, he used to be such a little boy. Now he's growing up, and he's got, like, hairy legs and a pubescent mustache.
Okay. I was very glad that she finished
Puberty
that sentence.
stash.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we're not talking about that.
You were talking about leg hair, and I was very concerned for a second there.
I don't want to know what other hair he has. Other than what's, visible.
I don't
Oh
want to
my
know
God.
either. Which is
He might have pit hair.
probably. Yeah.
But still, he shouldn't have gotten bigger. I told him to stay small. These children, they keep growing up. And freaking, I bet Logan's getting hairy legs. And soon Luke's gonna get hairy legs. And then the other one's gonna get hairy legs. Stop getting hairy legs! I remember I saw freaking CJ's hairy legs in person. I was just like, it's happening. No!
It's called puberty, honey.
I know! I don't know if, like, man puberty sucks as much, but, like, chicks puberty sucked.
Puberty sucks in general. The thing that guy puberty has that girl puberty doesn't is the cracking voice.
Period.
Yeah, there's well, like women's voice that goes down, but it's sort of more of a gradual lowering rather than a cracking. But yeah, we have periods, so we sort of win.
Well, pain's not a competition, but we do.
But we do, yeah.
Name one thing that guys go through due to puberty that hurts. Blue balls don't count because you did that to yourself.
I would say growth pains.
But girls
I
get that
girls
too.
get those too.
Yeah, I would get growing pains like no tomorrow.
Especially in the boobies.
Oh, well, that was just like tenderness. That was highly uncomfortable. But no, like growing pains, like you.
That's
yeah,
like
no,
a gender neutral.
That's gender
thing.
neutral. I
Depending
definitely
on
got a
how
lot.
tall you get, I guess.
Yeah, it depends on how tall
I get it
you're
with you,
gonna get.
especially because you're a taller lady.
Yeah, and I grew, really quickly. Like I broke 5 feet in 4th grade.
Whoa.
So yeah, I had growing pains like all through my youth.
That must have sucked. My I think he was my anatomy teacher and my cross country coach because I did cross country 3 years of my high school because my mom bugged me to be in a sport. But he said his brother got super tall, but he would have like pains in his legs and ankles from like the growth happening so fast.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I'm like, sucks.
Yeah, so that more has to do with, how tall you're gonna get than gender.
All right, let's take a look at the chat here. Honeydrop says, "Sweetie, my dog's knee is doing better, but now she fake limps when she wants to go get out of trouble. She also knows how to say, let's go for a ride in the car now."
I assume she means she knows how to respond to "let's go for a ride in the car now."
Or maybe
Well,
she
that's
has a specific bark.
yeah,
Alright.
it's like car. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, that's good. I mean,
I've heard of pets doing that, like faking injuries to make you feel bad.
yeah.
Knife hasn't reduced to that, but then
Not
she does
yet.
cry a lot. Like
Yeah,
she's
she
in
does.
pain.
She's like, "Rah! What? What?"
The one time it was warranted one morning, I was just like, "Why are you crying so much?" And then I checked, she had no water. I'm like, "Oh, well, why didn't you just cry, then go to the water?
Then go to the water, yeah.
And then, like, do it logically and tell me that you were thirsty." Because after that, she, like, lapped it up like crazy. I'm like, "You could have just told me you were thirsty. You're old. I'm pretty sure you're old. You know how to do stuff. You're not dumb."
Oh, let's see here.
Me and
Brandon
Brownie-
says, "How about baseball?"
No. Anyways, me and Brownie...
Baseball's... Go ahead, Heather.
I made a face and everything. But me and Brownie watched a TikTok today, because I made him watch a TikTok compilation, but only half of it, because the rest sucked. But there was someone, it's like, my friend tried to take her 20-pound cat out for a walk, because it was so fat. And she put a harness on it, and she was trying to take it out, and the cat was just like, "No, no!" And then did the cat thing where it's like, "I'm gonna lay and you're gonna pull."
Yeah.
It's like, it ain't happening. Like, how do you get the cat to work out?
You honestly, you kind of can't. I mean, you know, toys maybe if they engage. It's sort of like what they preference. So you really have to be stricter on dieting when it comes to cats.
Yeah, like I was just at that point. Though we did see that one video of a cat that was on a treadmill in the water.
Yeah, you can do that if the cat, lets you. That sort of thing.
Where
Yes.
do you get a treadmill in water?
Well, that was probably at a particular clinic.
They just have that kind of thing? That's funny. That's weird.
It's a type of therapy. I mean, I'm not saying every clinic has one. I'm saying there's a specialty clinic out there somewhere that
The
will have
specialty
one.
clinic for fat cats.
I'm sure.
I would love that place.
Probably cost an arm and a leg to go to it.
It's only for the highest of cat stuff, I guess. Who is funding this?
The people who are paying for it.
Yeah. I think it's rich people.
Yes.
Rich people with cats that got super fat, and they're like, "I don't know how to deal with this. I'm making a foundation to deal with my fat cat."
Basically.
And a lot of rich people have that problem.
Yep.
Fed it too much chicken.
There's a fat cat joke in there somewhere.
Throw a rotisserie chicken in that food bowl.
Good gracious.
Oh my God, I might have it if I was a terrible rich
All
person.
right.
Be like, just have some chicken. I don't care.
Pristine says, "I am not looking forward to menopause. I saw my mom go through it."
It does look kind of, I mean, I don't know. I assume it's different from different people. A part of me is like, yeah, I just want to get through it and just, but...
Well, some women don't exactly get through it. Sometimes
like it goes on
it's a
forever.
pump, basically.
I bet, well, my mom went through it early at like 55, and she got heat flashes and stuff, but I don't know, she carried on like she was normal. But I meaning to ask her about it, but she's one of those women that doesn't want to address the menopause. She's that type of chick. And, like, when I asked her when I was young, because, like, there was that 70s show that talked about menopause, I'd never heard of menopause. Like, they didn't even cover it in sex ed, which you should. Can we just cover every life stage you have to go through?
Yeah, I mean, you'd think, right?
Yeah, but, like, that's the first time I ever heard of menopause. And I wasn't clear on what it was, because when freaking Kitty was trying to explain it, the guys kind of blew it off. And I'm like, wait, I want to hear this. I don't know what it is. So I went up to my mom, and I was just like, "Mom, what's menopause?" She goes, "Shut up." Probably thinking I was insulting her. I'm like, "Mom, you didn't tell me what menopause is."
Yeah,
So
no.
figured
I mean,
it out.
I knew what it was, but I do remember, talking to some guys who didn't know what it was. And, I think I was mentioning, oh, yeah, the ticking biological clock, type of thing. And, he's like, "Oh, well, you can have kids at any time." And I'm like, "No, you can have kids at any time. Women, quite literally, have a time limit on that."
Yeah, and even then, you should. There's
yeah, you even
before
shouldn't even
you
can.
shouldn't
Yeah.
even be having it.
Mhm.
Like I hear, I don't know. I talked to my coworker Sandy about having kids, and I'm like, "I hear you don't want to have kids over 30 or 35." And she goes like, "Yeah,
35.
I've had kids in her 20s, and versus a kid she's had in her 30s. There's a big difference."
Yeah. It's the general rule of thumb. Last I looked it up, things may have changed, but you shouldn't have your first child after 35. If you've had kids before then, it's okay. But if you haven't, your body has become so accustomed to what you've done that it's going to be too much shock for you.
You'll die?
Not die. Well, I mean, it's going to be very risky for you and the child. What, child? Speaking of children.
I heard you talking shit.
And then past 40, regardless of how many children you have, you shouldn't be having them.
No, I'd never want to have a kid over 40. Mm-hmm. I wonder how. I don't know.
But then some women, they don't actually go through menopause until some do stroke of 40. Some are more like 55. But it's still like having kids that old is dangerous for both you and the kid.
No, yeah, it's terrifying.
What's up, kid?
So, not to be the guy in the chat, but let's talk about cats instead.
Stop being the guy.
I'm not doing it intentionally. I'm just saying we got a lot of cat related chat going on here.
Oh, okay.
Like Brandon says, my cat pretended to start to throw up in order to get out of the house, and it worked.
Well, yeah, I get that. Except when I've been known to throw up on the hardwood lately.
That's good.
At least when I've been around her. So there was one time, I forgot to tell you this, I was just and it sounded like she was about to throw up. She was doing her whole deep throat noise, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I waited, I'm like, okay, good, you're doing it in the kitchen on the hardwood, so we don't have to deal with, stuff on the carpet. But then nothing came out. And I was just like, oh, so you're just dry heaving? Oh, you okay? And I forgot to brush her today. Look at these big old eyes. She's beautiful.
Victory Fire says you have to teach them when they are kittens to go on walks.
Yeah, most cats, that's not a natural thing. So yeah, you have to teach them when they're young. Either that or have a cat who's just laid back, I guess. Whoop.
Yep. Let's see here.
You can just do it with your knuckle these days.
Iris P95 says my cat meows every time she wants me to pick her up.
This cat meows just to
just to piss us off, really.
She'll do it for nothing. She'll just
she will meow at you nonstop if you're in the kitchen. It doesn't matter what you're doing. She will meow at you.
Yeah, I'm just washing dishes. She just hey, you making any chicken? And I'm like, no.
Oh, food for me? It's like, no, woman, your food is over there. It's like, meow, meow. It's like, oh my god.
It's like, I know you got chicken.
Yeah, she's like, feed me. It's like, your food is right over there.
Look at, she's getting all these white hairs on her back. Mm-hmm. Oh, and on her butt.
And you got that one white whisker.
It's funny.
It's hilarious. I don't know if you guys can see, but she's got this one whisker that is just pure white. The rest of her face is all black and beautiful, and just one white whisker.
Yeah. Oh my god. If she had maybe that's what pisses her off. She goes I used to be asymmetrical. Now this symmetrical, and this shit's just screwing my OCD. I better go freaking. What you got?
What you doing?
One time she was doing that, and I'm like, wait, what you got in your mouth? What you got? And it turns out he was just doing that. I'm like, okay,
it's a weird thing. Stop that.
You got something in your mouth? Does she?
Let me see. Oh, hello.
Did she have something in her mouth?
What? Have something? Say kiddo. She's missing a tooth.
Oh no.
I'm wondering if I just never noticed these 2 years we've had her. And she's never had that
tooth? Like, what are you doing to me?
Nope. I'm sorry, Kitty.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We're just worried about you. We're worried. So I guess she's missing a tooth. Huh. Poor Kitty.
But yeah, she could have been missing the tooth the past 2 years. She could have lost it recently. I don't know.
I'm sure I don't know. Maybe we would have found a tooth or something, right?
Theoretically.
Yeah, likely. The apartment is not exactly big enough to lose a tooth in.
You'd think.
She would have been bleeding or something.
Not enough for us to necessarily notice.
Puzzling.
Yes.
I hope it didn't fall out.
I am looking forward to this vet appointment for this cat because this cat has so much nonsense going on with it.
Mm-hmm. I sure know how to pick them. Well, she picked me. It wasn't fair.
Yeah.
If she had bitten me or something our first go at, I'd be like, maybe second thoughts. But she had to embrace me. Maybe she realizes it was a mistake. She's like, oh, I hate this so much. I should have stayed at the shelter. Who knows what had happened? But you did tell me she did stay in there longer than most cats.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
she was free.
Due to her unfriendly nature.
I mean, not
says, my neighbor...
yes and no. Like other
Big-
people wouldn't have tried to adopt her because of she would hiss at them and stuff like that. Not like them friendly cats who come right up to the door and want your love and they get adopted right away.
Bigorna says, my neighbor just got a kitty and she really believes that the kitty won't scratch her sofa because she bought expensive cat stuff. Heather, how's that worked out for you?
No. You
Yeah,
keep
honey,
scratching at my futon.
Honey, don't get a good leather couch for your place. Just, FYI. Don't get something.
I live in Florida. I don't want leather anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't want leather either. But, yeah, just get something you wouldn't feel bad about her scratching at a little bit.
People are going to come over and sit on my leather couch and never be able to get off.
Yep.
Or just rip the skin off in the process. I think I sat in something that was leather while we were living here. Like, I don't know if I went somewhere and sat down, but I was wearing shorts and I got up and it was just like, whew, and I'm like, ugh.
The car that I brought to Florida back in 2010 had leather seats, and the first time I tried to go to the beach was like,
Yeah. Okay, so I have a story about leather seats. So, I went to an all-girls high school. It's a Catholic high school, so the uniform involved skirts, unless you were like me who wore pants every day that I was allowed to. But most girls, they wore the skirts. And, this was a private school, so a lot of these girls had very rich parents who spoiled their children and gave them rather expensive cars as their first car, which my dad laughed at. Just like, why the hell would you give a teenager that kind of, like, a Lexus? Like, what the hell? But they would have these cars with leather seats. And it would always be hilarious at 3 o'clock when all the seniors were going home, and you would just hear screaming throughout the parking lot as the girls tried to sit with their skirts on the leather seats that were, 3 o'clock in the afternoon in California, just burn their thighs, and they have to, so many girls would just wait in the parking lot turning on the air conditioning, waiting for their car to cool off enough for them to sit down.
Dude, I do that regardless. Like, I wear pants all the time, but when I try to go into my car at the end of a day of work, it's just so seething hot. I put on the air, and the air is hot at first, of course, so I can't even breathe in there. So I open up the windows, and I just, stand beside my car for, a minute or two and be like, let's settle in. To my AC's credit, the cold air kicks in pretty quick.
Nice.
I like my purchase of a car.
Yeah, it was a good choice.
Yes. I like having a purchase that I do not regret in the slightest. I do not regret my iPad. My iPad's pretty good. I love it for drawing and stuff. That car, pretty good. Good gas mileage. Good AC. Good stuff.
Yeah.
What else do I not regret? I don't regret my phone. My phone was pricey when I got on the Verizon plan, but do not regret the purchase. As soon as I get that dual screen, super not going to regret it. And the PC that we're building, I'm hoping that's a purchase I'm going to be like, no regrets.
Should be.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see here. Brandon says, I'll feed my cats, but they still try to get some of my food. Literally, cats have the instinct to eat until they throw up and then eat that. Yeah, sounds about right.
Goldfish have
Not
that.
necessarily. Not in the same way, because we free feed her. She could eat the whole thing. They just don't have the same stop as we do, if that makes sense.
And maybe her own food isn't that appetizing to
Yeah,
her.
I mean, that's true. If we somehow gave her the same amount of wet food as we gave her dry food, she would probably eat the whole thing.
Yeah, because she is overexcited when we give her some wet food.
Mhm.
She's just like, oh, fuck yeah!
Yeah.
My coworker, Leslie, is a big fan of, I don't know, she likes me a lot, and she's a big fan of when I post stuff about the cat, but she'll ask me about it the next day. She's all up on Facebook. But when we posted, us about her adoption anniversary, or whatever, she was just like, I saw, it's her anniversary since you adopted her. What did you get her? And I'm like, oh yeah, there's this kitty flan that my roommate found that we fed her, and she was just so excited to eat it. And I showed her the pictures. I'm always the first to show her stuff because I know she's going to love it. And I even showed her that one video I had of her when I put her in that harness you got her. That said Santa Baby. And I'm like, can we go for a walk? And she's just like, no!
Yeah, she was not a fan.
It's like, I don't want to go for a walk.
I got her the Santa Baby harness in case, because I didn't know what their rules were going to be for visiting Santa as to, how they were going to need to be restrained. Because in my head, I thought that Santa was going to be the one holding the cat. So I was like, I'm sure they have rules regarding that, because I'm certain that Santa hasn't had his rabies shot. So I was like, I didn't know what the rules were, so I got the harness in case they like required leashes, even if it was a cat. But
We're the only cat.
they're like, so the dog's a cat. Like everyone was like, cat. They look at the stroller like, oh shit, it's cat.
It's like, oh my god. They look into it and they're like, it's a spawn of Satan.
Yeah, basically.
In a little Santa outfit.
And it was definitely embarrassing what we named her.
I wasn't embarrassed. I was just like, man, this name is inconvenient.
It
Everyone
was
gets it
embarrassing for me
wrong.
because I'm sitting there going, knife, in the middle of a mall with children around. I'm next to Santa going,
The children that are like, oh, I want to pet her, but Knife's like, fuck!
Knife didn't really respond, but I think both Heather and I were like, let's not test that. She's kind of grumpy.
she never puts away her claws. That's a thing.
I mean, it probably would have been okay if they'd, like, petted her butt or something, but I was like, just in case. We don't want to be liable
She's
for that.
a very anxious kitty.
Yeah, she was not happy about
I hope
me.
this year's better.
I highly doubt it.
Tradition.
Yeah, it's not
going to
be any better.
Be with COVID. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll have Santa pictures.
Yeah, they
Brownie, you're going to need to come over with your camera. Take a
I
picture.
will do no such thing.
You're going to be coming over anyway. Take a picture of us.
Wait, he's coming
I
over
will
on
not-
Christmas?
Yeah,
I
we're
will
gonna
take a
drive to my
picture.
mom's
I will take a
Oh,
picture
okay.
of us.
When's he
I-
going to be here?
He is going to be here the day before Christmas Eve.
Christmas Adam.
But
got
I will
it.
not.
Christmas-
I will not.
And will he be spending a night?
Yeah, spending that night, then we're driving over to my mom's place, and then we'll be back on Sunday or Monday. I can't remember our plan exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
Alright, oh, any problems with that?
No. I just want to be involved.
In the know. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm surprised I haven't mentioned it yet.
But, I mean, maybe you mentioned it briefly in passing, and like months ago, and I went, cool.
Because the Christmas plans, you're kind of just throwing that out
Yeah, sure, Christmas, whatever.
there. I still did. I still told you months in advance.
You did, yes. And I'll probably ask again for what your plans are closer to the day. I'm like, you told me, what was it again?
Yeah, because we're doing that thing you said to do. Is we're switching off Christmases with our families. Like this year, it's my
It's your
family.
family.
Next year, I'm gonna get on a plane. You won't see me for like a week.
Sweet. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Or actually,
Or
I don't know.
maybe by that time you guys will be together.
Yeah, I was like, were things. I don't know. I don't want to put too much because the world is crazy right now.
She doesn't want to put on the pressure. I do.
She wants this apartment to herself, and she wants her ships to sail.
I want my ships to sail as primary.
A knife. How do you feel about it? Do you want to move?
She's like, fuck no. I was thinking though, I know this is obviously like years down the line. It might be better rather than having her go on a road trip with you guys cross country. It may be better if I actually fly with her.
You know, if you want to do that, because I was thinking about it, because I'm like, man, this is going to be difficult, because as it is, we're doing it with him.
Yeah, with
And I'm
yeah,
pointing to my goldfish.
to the fish.
And
yes.
the biggest concern with him is making sure he stays alive for that. And with her, I feel like the trip could really stress her out, and I'm
Yeah.
worried for how she's going to be when she gets home.
Mhm,
But I've also, like, how do you think, are you just going to put her to sleep while you're on the plane?
basically.
Okay. You
Yeah.
know, I think they fly pets
They
by
fly
themselves
pets.
if you want to do that.
I can look that up. I don't know what
I know
the
my
procedures are.
brother did it with a dog. Like, did I tell you about, like, when he was in Texas, that a stray dog, they just found one. They put it into the shelter, but it was a kill shelter, so if, like, no one came for it, they were going to end it.
Right.
And so he didn't want that to happen. So they kept the dog, and I drove with him, and he took it up to Seattle, but they were still keeping feelers out for, like, okay, whose dog is this? And I remember I told you because it infuriated you, because they were like, oh, yeah, we have your dog. Do you want them back? And they're like, yeah, and we were going to sue you because you stole our dog.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't end up doing that because they realized they would probably lose
Yeah.
because they're idiots. But yes, but my brother was able to pay to buy, like, to just send the dog, I think.
There probably though was somebody with the dog. I would think. Maybe. I don't know. I'll look it up. I honestly, I've never traveled with a pet, so we'll have to look up the whole shenanigans. But I know that it's a thing.
Yeah, so, like, I think you would probably give her, like, a little sedative, make
Yeah.
her fall asleep,
I think that's usually what
and
it
then
is.
she'd just wake up in a whole new world. And she'll probably be anxious about
Yeah,
that. But I
she'll
think-
probably be stressed about that, but at least it's only like 6 hours of stress versus like 6 days of stress, you know?
Yeah, because as it is, me and Bronny, like, one of our stops is going to be in the middle of Texas, and I was going to ask my sister if we could spend the night at her place, spend less money on a hotel, and that's a house with 4 kids. I don't know how she's going to take that.
Yeah.
As it is, and it's just going to be compounding on her. So if we get into that, well, I'm sure I'd more than happy, like, send you some money for that.
Yeah, or I can, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll worry about that whole shenanigans.
Yeah, it's a while off.
Yes. But I was thinking, I don't know, I think I went on a plane and I saw like all the pet stuff and I went, you No. That would
Some
just be
people,
easier.
you know, I remember actually, I was switching a flight and some guy had his dog with him, and he goes like, "Oh yeah, I had to pay a lot for this, but like it's not like she's an emotional support animal, so you can do it."
You can do it, yeah. I don't know if you can have a cat in the cabin with you. I know you can for like a small dog sometimes,
Because
and
less
even
people are allergic to dogs.
Well, you've got to be able
That-
to have the cat on with you because it's not going to survive in the overhead compartment.
it's not going to be in the overhead compartment. It's going to be with the luggage. That's
Yeah, that's not going to survive either.
Well, I mean, there are ways to do it. You can fly a large dog. It is possible, and that's usually the thing with cats. You can't have them really in your lap, you know, just because of the liability that causes. I don't know the whole general procedures, but no, it is absolutely that you have it put the carrier through with the rest of the luggage, basically.
Yeah, and like it's done. It's been done before.
Mm-hmm.
Though-
It's been done for years.
I don't know if particular airlines will do it or not.
Yeah, you'll have to, like, and by you I mean me, we'll have to check, like, which airlines are more comfortable with it. I think all airlines, like, give you a certain amount of service, but not so much. They're like, we won't do that. We won't do that, so.
At least you only have to deal with it one way going.
Yes, exactly. And then the way back, it's like, screw you, I'm going back to Delta.
Because Delta Airlines and life is a fucking nightmare. Are you okay? Was that her?
No, I think it may have been the air conditioning.
Okay.
I thought it was her for a second, too.
It's like, what's going on?
It's like, what the hell?
Us.
Anyhow, how's the chat doing?
We're so far behind on the chat because you girls just went off on a tangent for like an hour there.
Well, that's
Let's
how
see here.
it works.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what? We're streaming still?
Yep.
Hey, what time is it?
It's 2024.
How's
Because
the
I know what
crocheting
that means.
coming?
8:24.
Okay, we're doing great. I got to stretch. I haven't stretched in a bit. I would like a snack, but I don't know what to eat.
Well, if you tell me what you want, I will tell you.
Let's see here.
I don't know. I'm a typical chick.
Zero Aura says, Black Cat, get it out of here. Black cats are bad luck.
No,
Quiet, you.
It depends on what part of the world you're in. Some places it's good luck.
Mhm.
And she's my little baby, because I'm going to be a witch.
There
He
you
also
go.
wants to know if his cat, named Leroy Jenkins, will get along with Knife.
No, Knife does
She
not
doesn't
like other cats.
Anybody. She is an only child.
Yep. We tried that.
Yeah, and if we ever have a dog, I would let them in the house, of course, on rainy day and stuff, but sparingly. I don't want.
We
like,
need more time. We need more time to acclimate them to each other. I actually think like a kitten would do Knife a lot of good.
Maybe I don't know. What do you feel about that?
I mean, if you're willing to take the months it may take for them to get used to each other, it's always possible.
If we get a house with multiple rooms, we could have that particular kitten in the room, and just
Yeah,
some
do the-
time
the-
every
yeah.
day,
My coworker, I want to tell you guys this because it's kind of exciting, but I'm also pretty skeptical at the same time.
yeah, never put too
My
much on-
coworker told me that his cousin is trying to sell a house for, I'm not going to name a price, but it's dirt freaking cheap, especially for what it is and where it is. It's a 4-2 with a separate mother-in-law suite and a pool and a 2-car garage and a workshop and 3/4 of an acre out in a nice neighborhood. Now, I've lived in this neighborhood before, and yes, it is a nice neighborhood, but also the houses out there have a coin toss of a chance of being horribly designed internally. So, I got to go check this place out, and obviously I don't know these guys, so I'm kind of skeptical, and if I see one red flag or one problem with the house, I'm going to back out. But for what he was asking for was freaking too good to be true on the price for this. So I said, hey, let me come and check this out, and if you're willing to hold on to it for a few more months for me, then I'll give you a little bit extra for it. So I'm working on going through that whole process right now.
Nice. And you say this is a friend of yours?
It's the cousin of my coworker.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Cool.
a little bit
Yeah.
further on, but
So,
Well, yeah,
like,
not directly, but still.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm a little skeptical, but my coworker is a good guy. And here's something. he's like me, except he's a good guy. Is what I should say. Him and I are very similar people in our hobbies and interests, and like what we would do with our own space of a house. And so like him coming up to me and saying, "Hey, this is a very good house. You should look into it." I'm kind of inclined to believe him, but like I said, I am skeptical, and I'm waiting to actually check this place out. But yeah, that Heather talked about a house with multiple rooms, and it kind of reminded me of that.
Oh yeah, because and I like the way he describes it. It does sound too good to be true because it also has a pool, which is a good thing to have.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But like 4 bedrooms, that's enough for us to have our bedroom, both have our own offices, and a guest room
or a cat room.
That little cat room, where we're acclimating. Cat room, but it's also gonna be a room where I'm gonna put stuffed animals.
Fair enough.
And
Could you imagine if we had a cat room with knife, and every time we had a guest room, that knife stayed in, and every time a guest went in there, it was just like this demon, like, what are you doing in my abode?
That is true. You should make the guest room knife's room, because she will then get pissed off every time you have a guest. She'll be like, "What the hell are you doing in my bed?"
She gets pissed off every time you guys have a guest, as it is.
Yeah, it does sound too good to be true. But I want to be optimistic and hopeful. I have to be in this pairing.
Pretty much.
Do that?
Yeah, you're
because I love you too, and
dating
we love each other.
the unluckiest person on the planet.
And I'm just all gold, glamour, and glitz.
I mean, to a certain degree, there are some things that I've had zero control over, but to a certain degree, I have kind of made my own luck, because there's been several situations where I've looked back and I was like, man, I ignored so many red flags because I had no other options, and then it all turned to crap. Kind of like I knew it was going to happen anyway, but I didn't have anything else to do, so I just kind of hoped it wouldn't, and then it did anyway. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. Sometimes you just gotta watch the cards fall.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't need to do that anymore. I have options, so I'm definitely done with ignoring red flags. Let's see here. Buckin wants to know what Knife thought of me in person. Heather, I'd like to hear you answer that question.
She wasn't in. She's never kind with the people when they first come into my house, or our place, when they first come into her life. But, she warmed up to him a little bit. She laid on him a little bit to have herself a good pet. He never could get the good scratch down, when she does her shaky leg thing. You gotta master that if you live together. But, she mostly ignored us. She would stay up in her ivory tower. But, there was one thing before Ronnie left, he sat on what used to be her favorite stool to sleep on.
Oh, yeah.
He sat on it, and I'm like, oh, like when he did that, I was like, oh, no, wait, that's Knife's stool. And she would watch when it happened, and she just had this face of like, oh, the audacity of this bitch. And when he left, like I told him, like, yeah, she doesn't sit on that stool anymore because you sat there. And he picks her up and puts her on the stool before he leaves. But since then, she has not touched that stool. And albeit she switches sleeping places a lot, but yeah. She doesn't want that stool anymore, not after plebeian ass has sat on it.
She has not, since then, gone on that stool.
She is not a fan.
Which I kind of feel bad about, but is also kind of funny in its own way. Your cat's kind of stupid, Heather.
She's very particular.
Let's see
I don't
here.
think anybody else really would put up with this.
Bigorna wants to know if it's too soon to start making Halloween plans.
No, I'm just trying to rack my head about what the hell I'm gonna wear.
Yeah, what are you gonna do for Halloween?
Well, there's this.
Oh yeah, Halloween's on Saturday.
Halloween's on a Saturday.
Holy nuts! Halloween stream, bitches! There's gonna be a costume contest at work.
Oh, nice.
You know what I want to do? Want to get a Pikachu mascot costume, run around like that. That's good for COVID.
There you go. Yeah. I was thinking that myself. It's like I should get one of those blow up costumes because it's like social distancing meets mask, like the whole thing.
Yeah, it works. Me and Bronny are looking that up. I probably gotta order it soon because it's probably gonna take a month to get here. But oh man, I love the official ones that you see in the promos, but those are too expensive. So I probably have to get an inflatable one, but like it's adorable. I'm gonna be Pikachu.
That's awesome.
I was gonna
I'm going to get one of
a
those.
Sith. I was gonna get the Sith kimono from that Etsy shop I love a lot that just makes kimonos of everything, and have my. Well, I was gonna because I based this all around the fact that I was gonna get a lightsaber from Saberforge, but I don't have one yet, and it's a big investment.
I'm like, I would lend you mine, but mine is very clearly a Jedi.
No,
lightsaber.
well, mine was gonna be yellow.
Oh.
I mean, mine was gonna be yellow, but what Jedi do you know that has a yellow lightsaber?
The yellow lightsabers were the guards, were the palace guards.
Yeah, I think that's about
Maybe
right.
I
They
was
were
a
like the
former
police of the Jedi.
Maybe I'm a former palace guard. You don't know, but I'm a Sith now, and it's gonna be clear for my attire. But then I'm gonna have a yellow lightsaber. I think that's a good. I'm gonna look like fucking McDonald's.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Works
That
for me.
nothing's more evil than that, except maybe I don't know. There's a lot of corporations that seem evil, but that one, you know, it's just like, yeah, shove that shit in your face. I don't care if you die.
So
Yeah.
here's
Like
what I'm
Ray
gonna
has
do.
one.
Here, I'm going to get one of those bubble suits, and you know what I mean? Like, is it
You're
the
gonna be
big
Bubble
ones?
Boy from that one Adam Sandler movie.
That was Topher Grace, but yeah,
Was it? Why do I remember Adam Sandler?
I don't know.
No, yeah, Bubble
But-
Boy was Adam Sandler, I swear.
Yeah, because there was a part with ice cream and a cow.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he just looks a lot like Adam Sandler.
Look that up right now.
I am fairly confident that was Topher Grace.
Nope. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal. What? My
What?
life is a lie.
Oh wait, no, this has to be a conspiracy because we can't both remember it that way.
Why do we both remember it as Adam Sandler and it's freaking not? Not you.
No, I'm just losing my head right now. I can't. This isn't right.
Yeah, no. Yeah, right here. IMDb. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, it says Jake Gyllenhaal. What the
I'm
hell?
going through such a mind fuck. I remember when that Bubble Boy came out and there was like a little.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I remember Adam Sandler.
Starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Because he
What?
had the voice that he used when he played Waterboy.
Yeah, right?
This is a conspiracy. Someone.
Why do we both have this
trying to-
faulty memory?
They're trying to erase Adam Sandler from existence.
Slowly, one movie
I
at a
mean,
time,
you say
they're gonna
that like
replace
it's a
him with
bad
Jake
thing.
Gyllenhaal.
But anyway, hang on. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get one of those bubble suits, and I'm gonna put like foam protrusions on it to look like an actual coronavirus, and I'm gonna just walk
Oh,
around,
bad
and every
taste.
time I see somebody not staying a proper distance or not wearing a mask, I'm just gonna hip check them with this bubble costume.
But then
And then
wouldn't you
run
be
away.
violating your own rules?
Well, he's in a bubble.
Yeah, but you still have to get within 6 feet of someone.
Not unless I get a 6 feet bubble. Plus, it's a bubble. It'll be
It
fine.
would have to be a 12-foot bubble.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
It'll be fine. It's a bubble. Also, it's hilarious.
It's true. Except,
gonna make
yeah,
a YouTube
I'm
video
also
out
gonna
of it.
say poor taste, yes.
Yeah, he's not the most tasteful. I don't know how he landed me. Get me my face
You're
so I
welcome.
can look dramatic.
Is it out there somewhere?
I don't know. When's the last time I used that
I
damn
have
thing?
no idea. Oh, it's over there.
Oh yeah.
What?
I don't
Boob
know.
shop for you guys. You're welcome.
I don't know how he landed me.
There you go, sparkles.
Yeah, baby.
Let's see here. How's the crocheting going? Megan McGonigal
Pretty well.
wants to know.
Pretty well. Well, we're making progress. We got to do about 3 rows that are just single crochets. So I'm doing it kind of thoughtlessly.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I've had to. It's just the knots that have been like whenever we've hit a knot, I have to like stop and like, okay, I'm gonna cut this because I don't want to deal with it. I'm just cutting it now these days. But until then, Twilight will have to be
Bowl cut.
yeah, Twilight bowl cut. Dusk shine, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
See you later, Dusk
Honey-
shine.
Honeydrop says, as long as Knife is in a carrier that has a hard bottom and can fit under the seat, she can ride on a plane with Sweetie.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
say
know.
that, but then the carrier we have, I feel like maybe under the seat. I guess it might fit under this.
I think it might be too tall.
It
I
might
don't
be-
know.
I
I
don't
think
know.
that might squish her. She's kind of. Well, she's
No, it wouldn't squish her. Like, she would be fine inside the carrier. It's whether the carrier could fit underneath the...
You know what
seat in front of
carrier
me.
could probably do? Because my mom, when we had our cat, Chiquita. Way back when I was a kid, we did have a carrier for her, but it was like a mesh carrier, kind of.
Yeah, no. We've got a hard carrier. We've got what they actually call an airline carrier for that exact reason. So the carrier we have is fine as far as it being hard enough for it to be okay for her. Now, just don't know. And it's a standard cat size carrier. It's not like a extra large carrier or anything like that. It's a standard carrier size. But I feel like that still wouldn't necessarily. Maybe I'm just speaking as a tall person who never feels like there's enough space under.
I don't think it. I mean, I thought it was normal. I don't know. I don't have a good frame of reference though.
I know. I'm like, I don't know.
Nope, just another thing to ask the airline. Be like, okay,
Yeah,
what
basically, I'm gonna like call the airline and be like, all right, so here's the situation. What do I do?
I gotta bring this.
I got a
bitchy
cat.
ass. It's gonna be drugged off its ass.
Yeah, I think I looked it up a little bit, and they're like, you will have to like go to your veterinarian first and like get the sedative yourself, you know. And I'm like, I can do that. That's fine. But what what do you want, TSA? I don't want to, I don't want to get in trouble.
They're like, ma'am, it seems to us that you have a cat in your luggage.
Yeah, exactly, right? Put her
like,
through the X-ray, and they're like, that's funny. This looks like a cat skeleton.
It's like, well, you're welcome. She has cancer.
All you hear the whole time is meow, meow, meow.
No, that's why she's
meow.
gonna be sedated, because
That's why she's gonna be high as balls.
oh, she's gonna be out.
Blacked the hell out.
Blacked
white
out,
out,
yes.
which I didn't know you could do. That's a reference only Bronny gets.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's funny though. I'll show you that video.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
I gotta make an animatic to that. Finished move on. Yeah. We're gonna do one more in this direction, then we're gonna move on with this. So much time.
Apparently, there's also supposed to be a full moon this Halloween.
You're kidding.
Oh, I thought you meant like right now. And I was just like, is there?
I realize I pull up my phone calendar as if it knows at all anything about the moon phases.
Dude, I'm so thrilled. What if we see a damn werewolf?
That'd be nice.
What if Bronny turns into a werewolf?
I already am a werewolf, Heather.
Does that make me a furry?
Love it.
Sweet. Werewolves are awesome. They're very underhyped. Like, we have tons of movies about vampires and zombies. Where's all the werewolf love? I love werewolves. Just the concept is awesome.
Oh shit! Full moon October 31st. What the hell?
Oh, sweetie, so I wanted to tell you this because it turns out I was wrong. Like, I remember when I told you that, like, they called the werewolves in the Underworld series Lycans as a pun? Because they're like, no.
It's like, yeah.
I think someone actually told me Lycans is actually like a word thing that lycanthropes.
Lycanthropy, yeah.
Like it's something about dogs or wolves, but yeah. So
No,
it's
no.
not a pun. Well, I mean, they phrased it like it was a pun.
No,
but technically, it's not a pun.
Lycanthropy is the okay. So if you play things like D&D and other things like that, lycanthropy is basically what you're infected with when you become a werewolf or something like that. Like you're infected with lycanthropy, and that makes you a werewolf.
So and Underworld totally came after D&D, so maybe they got it from that.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a pun.
It's not
It's
a
not a pun. Oh my god, we can sleep
Good.
again. You could stop having insomnia. I wish it was that easy.
Oh, let's see here. Buckin says, is it weird that I could see Rainbow Dash in a Jedi robe? Rainbow Dash would not make a good Jedi.
She goes by the seat of her emotions too much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She'd make
would
a great Sith.
No, you know what she'd be? Is a clone trooper.
Probably.
Clone trooper.
But actually, there are cosplayers that actually do Jedi Main 6. They look really cool. Yours,
Yeah, I've seen them.
I want freaking Rarity to be a Sith. Fabulous. Though she'd want a blue lightsaber to go with her eyes.
Yeah.
So she'd have to be a
She'd
Jedi.
have to be she would be a Jedi solely for the fashion. It's like
She's
no,
like,
she's like, oh, it's like join the Sith. We have cookies. He's like, oh, okay. You have to have a red lightsaber, but it doesn't go with my eyes, darling.
it's like, I just can't.
And you have to wear black. It's just not this trimming on me.
As much as I dog on Rarity, I do think she, at the very least, knows the difference between right and wrong enough to not join the Sith.
Dude, I know the difference, and I'm still joining the Sith. I'm frivolous like that.
I realize there's a thing called gray Jedi, and I think that's what I would be.
Oh, what is that?
It's sort of like you're more or less on the Jedi Order, but you also sort of acknowledge that not everything's black and white. You know, which is kind of sort of not in line with the Jedi Order type of thing. Apparently, that's what what's his name?
Qui-Gon.
Yes. Which just
Also, Mace Windu would fall under that as well.
Really?
Mhm.
He is so strict.
I think so.
He is super strict. He's on the council.
Yeah, he's on the council
he's
as a
strict,
great
but he's got like a lot of darker force abilities that he practices that you would more commonly see with a Sith.
And more importantly, his lightsaber is purple.
Mace Windu is hardcore.
So the purple lightsaber is supposed to be an indication of a combination of, like, you know how.
Really? I thought it was because, like, when Jedi...
Oh, it was because the actor requested it, but.
Oh, he requested a purple lightsaber?
Yeah, there's like, what lightsaber color?
Samuel Jackson's like, because
Yeah.
he goes up to Lucas goes up to him and goes, "Hey, what do you want your lightsaber to be?" And he's like, "Can it be purple?" And he's like, it can be blue,
Blue or green.
red." And Samuel Jackson's like, "I want purple."
I want
So,
purple.
of course,
I didn't know
so
that.
he's
I'm
like,
glad
"Okay,
I
I guess
know
we
that
can have
now."
purple now."
Yeah, no, like, it was just so funny. It's like, I want a purple lightsaber, and George Lucas is like, well, the Jedi pretty much only have blue and green. He's like, and purple? And he's like, we'll see what we can do.
It's
If
Samuel
Samuel Jackson
Yeah,
tells you he wants a
say
purple
no to him.
lightsaber,
Purple
this-
lightsaber. And I'm not complaining. That's badass.
That's badass lightsaber. I was like, oh, new favorite character.
It-
Simply for
it-
lightsaber
let's-
color.
As far as I understood it, it's like when you're a Padawan, you find the crystal, and then you just put it in your lightsaber, and typically it's blue or green, but he got purple.
Yeah, it's the lightsaber thing is sort of a ritual that not only do you find the crystal and put it in the lightsaber, you actually construct the lightsaber yourself.
Oh yeah, I remember that episode
Yeah.
of Clone Wars.
Okay, well, I remember from reading books because I'm a nerd. But
I never found the books.
well, there was this one book that was the Jedi Order, and it was really fascinating. And I don't know where it is, but I ate that up. It was really, really fascinating. Basically, how the Jedi Order worked back in the heyday, and it was really, really cool. And what I liked about it especially is how much it sort of highlighted the Buddhism parallels between the Jedi Order and Buddhism. And it was really awesome. There was a parallel book about the Sith, which I wasn't nearly as interested in. But it mentions, you're not like, you don't go to a store and you buy a lightsaber. You basically go actually out into the wilderness, basically, and you find the parts and construct a lightsaber yourself.
You know, oh gosh, hold on, I'm losing my train of thought. I was thinking about Star Wars. Oh, there's this Switch game called Jedi Academy. That's like a sequel to something else, but you get to make your own customizable character who's becoming a Jedi.
Yes.
And I want Bronny to remind me to buy that on Switch. I want that game.
Do it.
I want it. I hope they
Alright.
let me have a yellow lightsaber. They better. Freaking.
Hopefully.
Because I think I already explained to you guys why I wanted a yellow lightsaber, because it was a lightsaber my Jedi apparently had in one of the Knights of the Old Republic games. Like, because there's an option, because you could say it was blue, it was green, it was red, or you could say it was a very unique color. I'm like, oh, I wonder what that means. And then, like, in a cutscene, she stabs her yellow lightsaber into a tome. That means, like, she's cut off from the Jedi Council or something, for something she did. But I was just like, oh, yellow, I hadn't seen that before, it looks cool, I want a yellow lightsaber.
Nice.
Bucket wants to know, Heather, how much crocheting do you do off stream?
Not much anymore. I mean, maybe if I'm making a present for someone and I gotta get it done on a certain amount of time, I'll be picking it up. But most of the time, I save my crocheting for the stream so everyone can see every bit of it. And I'm very lazy and I've been playing too much video games.
Such is life.
Such as that. Don't worry, I still got the skills to pay the bills. I mean, they don't pay bills, but you know,
They pay the Patreon bills.
maybe. Yeah, I have bills on Patreon.
Alrighty then. And we're pretty much at the bottom of the stream here, just a lot of people talking about Jedi and stuff. The Samurai Bloody Fang, I don't think I've ever seen you in the chat before, so
Hello.
welcome. The term Gray Jedi or Gray had two meanings. Although the term did not directly refer to those who were capable of using both light side and dark side force abilities, all gray Jedi could do so.
So it's like square and rectangle type thing.
Yeah.
It's like not every square is a rectangle, but all rectangles are squares.
The other way around. Not all rectangles are squares, but all squares are rectangles.
Apparently, I don't know shapes good either.
They're also all parallelograms, but that's a different.
They're all parallelograms. Yep.
Don't bring me back to geometry.
Okay, so a parallelogram is something with four sides, basically. A rectangle is something with four sides with four right angles. A square is what we call a regular, what we would call a regular rectangle. That is to say, it's a rectangle where all the sides are the same length. So yeah, it's basically different.
Shapes.
Let's see here. Buckin says
I should clarify. I think a parallelogram is not just that it has four sides; that it has four parallels, like the opposite sides are parallel. So a trapezoid is not a parallelogram, for instance.
I forgot you're good at math.
I actually suck at geometry, but I remember having to torture myself through it.
Yeah, but she has helped me with math homework in the past, and I keep forgetting that. I'm like, oh yeah, you helped me with my math homework. Isn't that funny?
It was actually really relaxing for me. I'm like, oh, I remember math.
Okay, honey, I know you're crazy now.
Because I do math like I think most people do, like crosswords. You know, where they're like, oh, it's so relaxing. Whereas crosswords give me a headache. I'm like, letters, I can't. I'm like, numbers. And
like, you gotta
just do some algebra.
How weird it was for me, because that stuff was stressing me out like crazy. I was just like, I don't get it. What else does he want me to do? Because, like, freaking, I remember though one time he pissed me off because he sent me a question back where, like, he, like, pulled an English teacher kind of thing where it's like, you got the right answer, but I wanted you to do it more like this. I'm like, it doesn't matter how I did it. It matters that the answer is right. This is math. It's facts.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of teachers like that. It's like, no, you have to do it this way, and blah, blah, blah. And
I tweeted about it so angry. Because I'm like, you ain't an English teacher. You can't do this shit to me.
They can, unfortunately. And they would always be like, show your work. And I remember the math teacher I had as a kid, I knew that she felt bad telling me to show my work. Because the reason that teachers tell kids show your work is that so that, you know, one smart kid doesn't come up with the answer and everybody just copies it, you know. But I just was so good at mental math that I'd look at a problem and just write down the answer. And then she'd be like, no, you have to write out your thought process. And I'm like, oh, why? And she felt, I feel like, looking back, I think she felt bad because she knew I wasn't cheating. I was just that brilliant at it, but she still has like, no, you have to pull back and show us everything that you went through in your head. I'm like, but why? You have the answer.
You have it. I'm surprised you didn't go to a field that required more math.
Well, I didn't see any real happiness for me down either of those paths because there are basically two ways I could have gone about it. I could have gotten a mathematics degree and done nothing with it.
Yeah.
Like I could have been a math teacher. Or which I'm not very good at teaching math. That is another thing I learned in my math classes. I'm not great at teaching other kids because I'm like, look at this, and doesn't that make sense? And other kids are like, no. Like, oh, I'm sorry. The other is accounting, which no offense to your sister, Dr. Wolf. I didn't like the idea of spending my life in a room making the rich richer. It's just not where I wanted my life to go.
Last 10 minutes of the stream. Last 9 minutes of the
stream.
Yes.
Hold on while I crack my knuckles, ready to kick his ass. I was going to let her finish. She had to butt in. I didn't like it because, you know, I'm just not good at math.
Right.
And, like, I know accounting, like, it's more about keeping track of the numbers and stuff, but I can't look at numbers. Like, the job I do now, I'm good with because I can almost do it mindlessly. I'm going in there, like, I get a card deal, and I organize the paperwork. Then I go through the digital file of it and make sure all the necessary paperwork on my checklist is there. And then the billing part isn't even that bad. I'm going in there, and it's a little bit of numbers, but I have a paper that tells me all the numbers that should be there, and I know what the balance should be.
Right. And
it's usually easy to locate where the error is because it's a particular number, and on that sheet, that particular number is there, so I got to see if it's accounted for or not. And then I'm done. My job is not hard. it's basically organizational skills that anyone should have. It's not a hard job. So I'm good with that. I do not think I would like to sit in a desk all day and do math, even if it was like easy math. I don't like looking at numbers. I know how to use an Excel sheet pretty good now, though.
Look, I could do it. That's the thing. Like, I know I could do it. I might have even been successful at it, but I wouldn't have been happy.
Yeah, that's another thing. Whole other thing. Like, if someone told me, like, do you love your job? I'm like, I don't love it, but it's pretty good. It's not bad for getting the bills paid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think after years and years I'll wear down and be like, oh, this is so, like, soul-draining work. Because I know that, like, people who, like, because I'm somewhat creative, but I'm not creative as in people who feel like they need to create every day, and that kind of what drains them out of being able to do that certain thing. I don't feel that way. Because I'm not creating every day.
Well, yeah, you can get your creativity out in other ways. You've got your crocheting and your art and all that stuff, yeah.
And I play kazoo.
Sick.
I have ways to get out, and I don't feel like, I have to make time for it when I make time for it, and I find other ways to relieve stress, but for some people, staying in a building 8 hours a day and doing work like that is just the worst thing in the world for them. I don't personally understand it, but I'm like, I guess I don't understand it and get it, sounds weird, but like, I understand that it's not something that makes you happy, where I'm perfectly happy in a middle management job, and I feel like it pays the bills and it gives me enough money to do the other stuff I like to do on the side. I don't quite understand why other people can't do it like that, but I'm not them.
Yeah. In my case, I have a little existential crisis thing going. You know, it's like I have to do a job that I feel like I'm making the world better type of thing. And I know that I'm the type of person where I have to make the world better on a day-to-day basis and not the, well, you know, down the line, maybe someone will use this to do something awesome. You know, it'd have to be day-to-day, which is why I went into veterinary medicine. Accounting, again, no offense to those who do any financial work, but I just cannot see that being me giving back to the world. It seems more like I'm taking from it.
Yeah, you're giving back to a person that, a corporation or something.
A corporation, a rich individual, yeah.
I see your job, and you are helping out every day. You're helping poor little animals, and that's like is something anyone can get behind. I personally, though, feel like it would be too much pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of emotional drain. Yes.
Yeah, I'm too fragile emotionally. I steer away from things that I know are going to hurt me.
Last 5 minutes of the stream.
That's 5 minutes of the stream. Let's talk about what hurts us.
Yes.
I didn't start watching the Ancient Magus Bride because I know it's going to be good. Me and Bronny have it on a list, but I know it's going to hurt me emotionally, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't want to do that part. Can we skip the part where I'm hurt? That's why when shows suddenly pull, like, oh, something painful, I'm like, no!
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I don't watch Black Mirror or American Horror Story, because my people will talk about the shows. I'm like, no, I know those are sad.
And Clanad.
You know, isn't it weak? I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about Angel Beats either.
Oh, yeah, Angel Beats.
My dumbass second boyfriend made me watch that with him. And I'm like, you ass! Why is it sad, you bitch? Well, what the fuck?
And that's how she knew it was over.
Yeah. I knew it was never serious between me and him. You're in high school.
Yeah.
I think I was more, because some people were like, I'm in love, gonna get married one day.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I'm in high school.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
I just want to make out. I gave that boy hickeys.
There you go.
I didn't carry that on to Bronny. Thank God for him. I don't bite as hard as I
what
used
you
to.
do is you put on black lipstick and
It's a funnier, temporary way to mark you. That's my territory. I drew a picture once because I had a little sketchbook that I kept with me at work. These days, like, my hands aren't, because, you know, as a receptionist, sometimes there's quiet periods. I would draw little doodles. I actually drew a doodle at one point of my OC, just like having Bronny in a headlock and then just licking him on the cheek, and I sent it to Bronny saying, like, when you're out with the man, but you gotta like show your dominance to the thoughts. That's the word. It's like when you gotta show your dominance in front of the thoughts, you're just like, yeah, this is mine. This is what it's about.
It's, you know, same principle goes with, you know, muffins and stuff.
Muffins. What about muffins?
I don't know. It's one of those, like, you lick things and therefore they're yours, like you do with kids when you lick food.
Oh, yeah. I think I did that once.
Megan McGonagall has all but explicitly stated that she's going to be a plague doctor for Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. A plague doctor? Yeah, nice.
Like Plague Knight from Shovel Knight series.
Iris P95 says, I struggle in math, reading, and English, but do great in science and history.
That's usually the thing, isn't it? Like, you're either good at that side or the other side. You use very different skill sets.
I don't know, because I did well in math, I did well in science. History and I, however, had a very strange relationship.
What do you think it is that got you there?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. The way I saw it is like, maybe I had good teachers, but it felt like all of history was just one big story. Like, pinpointing dates and stuff could be difficult, but I remember the basics of what happened and the concepts that would be thrown at me. Like, I would ask questions in advance because I'd hear historical topics and be like, hey, what is communism? Can you explain it to me? And they're like, oh, honey, we can go into a whole segment about that. I'm like, oh, wait. I want to be clear on what communism is.
No, I just never cared. I never cared about
Oh, was it
politics.
interesting?
Yeah.
It's a good thing you didn't have me as a history teacher. I would have just been like, cancer, next question.
I remember my political science classes. Well, just I think I had two.
Yeah, I didn't like political science.
I remember
It's
my
too
political
confrontational.
science classes. My teacher was a flaming libtard.
Oh, great. Yeah,
Him and I would hold up class getting in arguments, and it was amazing.
You were like this one guy who it was the exact same position. The teachers were more liberal, and he was harshly conservative.
Last minute.
Well, okay, I'll get done telling you this story, and then we'll take it. But like, yeah, this guy was probably you in high school. Like, and it was funny. He was a dork. He wore like jeans with like a sports blazer. What a little dork. But yeah, he was always coming into conflict with people because he was just so openly conservative about things. There was like, do you know how some schools have that free lunch kind of system going on? And I was a part of that.
Yeah.
At the time, I was living with my sister, big family, and my mom didn't have a job. She was staying home and watching the kids. And they were handing out things for that because you also got other benefits from that. And I was like, oh, good, I get free something. And he goes like, oh, that system's so stupid. All it is for people who lie on their taxes and say that their kid needs free lunch and stuff like that. There's no one who actually needs it. And I turn to him and go like, my mother's unemployed. And he goes, oh, yeah, that shut you the fuck up, didn't it?
Right.
Yeah, dumb. I don't know. Nobody in high school really knows what their political standings really are. Like, they can know some things, but they're usually taking it too radically or nothing at all.
Yeah, it is usually those two extremes. Either they think so hard on these beliefs they're certain are right because there's no such thing as a gray area, or they're just like, look, I don't give a crap.
Yeah, I'm still finding my way out of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still finding my way out of that. I was definitely that kid that was just like, no politics. I see people fighting about that all the time, and I am out. Which, it's still no less true now.
Mm-hmm.
But these days, you gotta be like, well, the world's falling apart. I probably should say something.
Yeah,
maybe. But yeah, that's what it is. Let's see. It looks like the last minute has passed. This has been a pretty good stream. Is Louis still in here?
Doubt.
Is that what determines a good stream?
Yes.
Yes. Also,
Yeah,
I want to say
you being silent and completely ignoring us.
I just want to make sure we say
I
goodnight.
didn't ignore
You know,
you.
you could tune into YouTube if you just want background noise instead of just being a lump on a log
Oh,
over
we like
there.
hearing his voice, Bronny. Shut the hell up.
Yes, we do, but like it's frustrating. I gotta carry this show by myself.
But if he watches it, first of all, your problem is that we haven't been shutting up enough, so we're the ones carrying the show while you sit on your butt.
No,
Secondarily, if your problem is that you're the only one carrying the show, if Louis is at home watching the YouTube stream, that's not solving your problem, is it?
Okay, enough about Bronny's inflated ego, because every show he's on is his show.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to make sure that we said goodnight in alphabetical order, so I need to know everyone that's here. So, Bronny, you first, you freaking maniac.
It shouldn't be this easy to
Ladies
get inside
first,
your head.
please.
Okay, bye.
Not you.
Hey, have a good night, everyone.
He's not sophisticated enough to be a lady.
Say goodnight again, Bronny. I didn't hear it. It only matters.
I said good night, everybody. Thanks for coming out.
Louis, say goodnight.
No. Good morning.
Okay.
Alright,
It's
good
good morning
morning
somewhere.
somewhere.
Well, it's midnight here on the East Coast.
Sure. Sweetie, your turn.
Oh, bye.
And good night, everybody. It's been a pretty good stream. Like I said, next week we'll probably be streaming from my iPad. Sweetie has further future engagements, whatever the word I'm saying.
Yes, other engagements.
She has other engagements, so I'm gonna try streaming from my iPad, and we're gonna try to build a PC. So look forward to that.
I mean, I can be there for like maybe the first half hour, but that's probably like it.
Oh yeah, if you want, we'll just do it straight from my iPad. I'll have it.
Yeah, it'll still be from your iPad, and like I can hold the iPad for you for the first half an hour.
The stream might be shorter because the battery life on there, and maybe it won't take too long to put together a PC. I don't know. We're gonna take it easy. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And for now, I want to thank all my patrons who make this possible: DJ Skywalker and Emerald Spencer. Emerald Spencer, who helped me complete the list of things to make a PC out of. He actually knows what the hell he's doing, and not me. And helped me out with this. He is a big help, and I'm very happy to have him. And DJ Skywalker, he's always a big help to Bronny on his streams, moderating whenever he can, and just doing his best to be a good sport. If you want to be a part of my Patreon, go ahead and click that link down in the description. If you pay up to $10 a month, you could be a part of my Discord server. That's fun stuff. There's things going on in there, I think. I checked it like a few days ago.
There's nothing going on in here.
Shut up. And if you, I think it's a $2 pledge, you could get a kazoo cover. As you know, with the computers being on the fritz, I haven't been able to put the one for Emerald Spencer out, but let me guarantee you, when it comes out, it's going to be pretty awesome. So, look forward to that. Or if you feel like I'm worth just a one-time donation, there is a PayPal link in the description. Throw me 50 cents if you can do that on PayPal. Why not? I want some quarters. We're in a coin shortage. Anyways, I'm for nickels. Anyways, like I said, good stream. Thank you, Emerald Spencer and DJ Skywalker. And also, if you're on the Patreon, you probably get a shout out too. Yeah, check those tiers. So anyways, it's been a good night, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.